Welcome back to the Shonen Post podcast. This is episode 19, and I'm your host Yato. Once again, I'm joined with my co-host Knox,
Yeah.
and it's the Just Us League. This time again, we couldn't make it tonight. Life emergency. And on this channel, we talk about 9 different weekly manga that you should be reading. Those manga include Dandadan, Chainsaw Man, Centuria, Shangri-La Frontier, Gachi Akuta, Ranger Reject, Ichi The Witch, Astro Royale, and Kagurabachi. A couple of those are absent tonight, but it's all good. If you aren't reading all of those, you can check the timestamps below to skip around and read whatever, not read, but listen to whatever you do read. We got some great chapters this week, as usual. Before we get into it, as usual, I want to remind you to slap the like button, stomp on the subscribe button, and drop a bunch of comments down in the comment section. If you know somebody that reads any of these stories and they aren't listening to the podcast, hit the share button, send it over to them. Be annoying, get on their nerves, be as annoying as you can. Uh, and if you got any input for how we can improve the channel or anything like that, don't be afraid to drop that in the comment section. Also, feel rusty, man. I'm just kind of fumbling through the intro, but it is what it is.
Got to dust the
Y'all,
cobwebs off, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, let me blow that off. But speaking of cobwebs, let's jump into first chapter tonight. Dandadan, chapter 183. So it's you. Welcome back, Yukinobu Tatsu. Hope the cobwebs. Nah, he ain't got no cobwebs. He came swinging. Yeah,
Right, he came dick out for this
yeah,
first
dick
chapter
out.
after a month. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro, really. He heard about Harambe like just now. I was like, fuck it, I'm taking my meat out. Yeah, but yeah, man, picking up where we left off. It looks like, and the kids were running towards the gym, and they're still sprinting. Fucking Kenta riding on his fucking hover gear. I like how he just like transforms it into like a fucking, I guess, a jetpack or something. I don't know what this is.
I
Like,
don't know either. That nigga look like a Ghostbuster now. He like turned that shit into something like it reminds me of like the Ghostbusters like ghost vacuum low key.
yeah, he's got that shit on, man.
Yeah, he always got that shit on. He goes from Marty McFly to what's what's fucking Bill Murray's character in Ghostbusters? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. That nigga
Don't
ready.
give me the
That,
line.
that nigga ready to suck some ghosts.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no go. I mean, he might be afraid, but he down when the bitch is around. He get down.
He's ready.
Yeah, but so yeah, they get to this gym and shit, and Ira goes in first, and the boys get attacked, and he's got airbags on this thing. Like, I wonder if there was already airbags on this thing. He's got like this Ghostbuster jetpack, or if because it's like nano skin, so it's whatever he like
Right.
thinks.
He
So I
just
wonder
like
if he like
psionically assigned airbags to the contraption as they got
that
hit.
or was it just like, yeah, quick thinking, like, oh shit, I need airbags, and he's just like quickly thought of airbags while they were flying or
The way
whatever.
that he says it, like if it weren't for my airbags, we'd have been screwed. So it like makes me think that like when he reconstructed it to this Ghostbusters backpack deal, that he was like, I might as well make sure that there's some airbags in here just in case we get sneak attack. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't,
But I
if
mean,
it's really on the fly like that, like as soon as they were sneak attacked, he like assigned, airbags to it, like psionically in the blink of an eye. Like that's like points for Kinta in some kind of way. Like that motherfucker really got this nanoskin shit down.
yeah, I feel like Kenta has been racking up a lot of points like on the low. People still don't fuck with him, but he's been silently collected a lot of
He's
dubs.
got feats.
Yeah, like people sleep on him and hate on him, but he really be in the field like getting shit done, yo. Like
Yeah.
they would have probably had some broken bones or something. That looked like a big hit that they took. They fucking yeah.
Yeah.
They
I'm
flew
telling you,
from
man, if this nigga didn't have three chins, like he'd be in the talks on the timeline too. Like they would not be
yeah.
roasting this nigga. Like if he was hot, it'd be over with for like there'd be a whole fan club for this nigga online.
Shit like that be like reminding me of My Hero, because like I always wanted to time skip in My Hero Academia, and I was like, I want to see what Mineta would look like when he's like 18 or whatever, because I always wanted there to be like a time skipper for him to get tall and not be cringe, and like imagine him, being a cool guy,
Yeah.
and girls actually like him, but he's like, I'm not really on that stuff no more, man. It's like I want to see what Kenta would look like, in like 3 years if he would like lose weight, get a little taller, and be like a cool guy or something.
Dude, I wanted that My Hero Academia time skip into like a Shippuden like style situation, like My Hero Agency Part Two
Yeah,
would have been so fucking gas, like Tokoyami, like Batman arc, where like his arc is just like always at night. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And he's just like on his Batman shit. That'd be so gas. But yeah, Mineta too. Like, what is like mature, not cringe? you know, experienced Mineta talking about in My Hero Academia. That'd be so fucking cool to see.
Yeah, some shit I always wanted to say, and then I mean, same goes for Kenz's ass because he's the guy that everybody hates. It's like it would be funny to just be a complete 180. Everybody just like suddenly like him or whatever. He just stops doing like the cringe jokes. But I feel like that's who he is, man.
Yeah, but I
So
also wonder, like with Kenta's character later on down the line, who knows how long Dandadan is going to go on for? But like this subject that we have when it comes to his character, as far as like him putting in work and like getting shit done and like having feats, but like not getting recognized for it. At least, I mean, I don't know if it's so much in the story because like he seems to be appreciated by the cast for what he does bring to the table, even though like they don't hesitate to roast him whenever they can. But like
yeah,
specifically in like the online discussion communities, niggas be really letting them have it or whatever. And I wonder if Yukinobu's going to address that in some kind of way later on down the line for his character, where he's like, you know what, I'm tired of fucking being this character. You know what I mean? Like we got Okaroon with the six pack and the hose. We got Gigi, you know what I'm saying? Like is Gigi and whatnot, and everybody seems to be, on a level above me in all of these ways. Like, let me get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Kenta goes away for a little bit. Maybe we get his writing, as we've been saying, is his writing's going to come in at some point and make us like appreciate his character a lot more than we already do or whatever. But maybe like a character evolution for him comes in the form of him not being able to accomplish something when it
yeah,
really matters, and him going like, okay, you know what, never again. And then he
yeah.
actually starts doing push-ups, starts eating right, you know what I'm saying, and then comes back after like an arc or two, like, bro, where's Kenta been? And he just comes back like square jaw. He's got a
Johnny
fade.
Bravo,
Yeah, he's got a fade and like a couple piercings and shit. Like niggas swole as shit or whatever.
fucking
Like
tattoos.
yeah, like nano skin, like exo combat suit. He's Iron Man basically. Takes off the mask and he's just like Pierce Brosnan suddenly. Like,
Yeah,
I want to see that.
I can see some shit like that where it's like maybe like somebody was he couldn't save somebody and it was like just a straight pure like string thing. Like maybe he was too tired, he couldn't like pull someone up off a ledge and they fall or something, or
Yeah.
just some shit like he can't like he can't hold the train back like Spider-Man because he ain't got the strength, and he's just like, man, I'm never letting that shit happen again. Okaru, teach me, show me your fucking workout videos that you watch. Let me borrow that P90X DVD and shit. Like
Yeah, like
let me
hold on, man. This fucking nano skin's not enough. I'm about to start doing squats.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he started using it to like enhance, like he squats and turns the nano skin into like a fucking 10-ton anvil or something.
Like, man, where's Kenta been? It's just like shows one panel of him like in his mom's like apartment, like watching a Billy Blanks video, like getting right real quick.
Getting dummy ripped, drinking protein shakes. Yeah, no
Yeah.
glasses. He's just got
No
contacts on.
glasses. Yeah, he's like, I switched to contacts. Yo, that'd be fucking insane. Anyway,
I need that. Yeah,
this chapter is nuts on the action side of things, but also just on like this Yukinobu like like villain concept bag
yeah.
that he's like so known for. We got headless gym students tossing heads in the gymnasium at Ira, and it's
Yeah,
just like, what a crazy idea for a conflict. And it's always like that. Like I remember back when whatever arc that was where Okarun was like training his speed, and they go into like some kind of like ballroom at a hotel or something, and it's like Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is playing in the background or something, and it's just like a bunch of like Victorian aesthetic ghosts with like giant heads and like musical
hmm
notes everywhere, and like you turn the corner and all of a sudden you're in like, I don't know, it looked like some floor of the Titanic where everyone's got like ruffled blouses and like huge fucking dresses and shit, and they're all just like reaching and grabbing at Ira and the team and whatnot, and like it's like I don't even know how to explain some of this stuff, bro. It's so abstract and surreal and zany like all the time, and it's like this is another one of those situations where it's an army of enemies that are effectively invincible unless you beat the power holder or whatever.
yeah.
So it's just like the pygmies or whatever from the previous arc. But like this seems like way more like I don't want to say hard to deal with, because it's like with the pygmies you couldn't see them and that was dangerous, and they could like stick you with needles and like tie you, sew you into the background and shit like that. And that was a problem too. But just like psychologically, a bunch of headless, teenagers basically with Jordans on, running at you in the gymnasium and like tossing their heads at you. It's like, how do you fight that? Like, I'd be forgetting that these niggas are like 15 years old dealing with shit like this, bro. I'm like, hey man, I don't care if I got superpowers. If it's raining heads, if we got like a fucking 300 heads floating on the ceiling and these kids are grabbing them and tossing them at me, I might not know how to fight that.
Yeah. I want to say the clones because like they look like they all have like on the last second to last page, it looks like all the same face, just kind of like
Oh, true, 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 true.
floating
I didn't
in
even peep
different
at
like
first.
positions or whatever. Their hair is just kind of flowing. So I want to say because like when she does do damage to them and they kind of like break apart and like bodies become kind of ectoplasmy, but then they just like reform. And she's like, oh, I can't beat them unless I take down the boss. So I want to say it's like somebody maybe is like one there's probably a ringleader somewhere and they just can fucking pop off their head. Maybe one of these heads is like the bad guy and he's just like disguising himself, pretending
As one of the
to
heads, yeah.
yeah,
Like
like,
needle in the
ooh,
haystack type shit,
yeah.
yeah.
Don't attack me. I'm just a floating I'm a victim.
Yeah. That reminds me of the facsimile Ramus in the Bugle Call, where
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
he was
exactly.
his main body was like very close by, but it's like, how do you sift through all that to find that without an ability designed for locating that kind of thing in all of the chaos or whatever? Because he was literally just chilling, like one of them in the crowd or whatever, and that's like the best hiding spot when you have a
Yeah.
power like this.
Yeah. I do like how they kind of like obey the like when this type of combat here, like these characters, they obey like their rules. Like the whistle blows, the one head like blows the whistle, and then the bodies take their stance, and then they jump for the heads and shit, and then they start like playing volleyball or with a dodgeball, whatever it is, and then
Yeah,
like on this page 12, like uh Ira dodges like two heads, and then like there's like three dudes just play a D on her, like they
yeah.
just all over her, like she can't move. It is just like, damn, they really like playing the sport, but then like the next panel they go to like grab and then swing, and she's like weaving and shit. It's like they
Yeah,
are, they're playing whatever sport it is that they play. I guess dodgeball. I mean, you don't punch niggas in dodgeball, but like
yeah,
they're
it's
staying
something.
up and shit.
Yeah, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. They're actually playing the game. Like they're fighting, but they're fighting inside of the rules of whatever game they're supposed to be representing as
Yeah,
as a concept. Yeah.
yeah, it's just really cool how like they not the first time they've done this shit in this series, but yeah, I mean all these people were not here either in the gym. Like I don't know where these guys came from, but like
So you think that
when
this is
when
like a pocket space or whatever that usually happens whenever they encounter, what is it, like alien?
yeah, I think it's an alien
It's an
thing.
alien thing, not a yokai thing.
Normally, but this I don't know. I think this might. It's hard to say because normally the space does look kind of distorted too. So this might be it because
What's
the
the
awesome
term that
zone
they
or whatever
call
they
it?
call
Yeah,
it.
what do they call it?
I think I think the aliens at first called it the awesome zone or something like that. But
Hmm.
I think since then they've called it something else.
Yeah, there's another
Um,
word for it. Someone's gonna have to remind us in the comments. It's gonna drive me fucking crazy.
yeah, I can't remember. It's been a month
But there is like
since.
some spackly, particle effects or whatever inside of the
Yeah,
space too. So I think that is a signifier that it is
yeah,
one of those kind of pocket dimensions where these kind of conflicts take place in Dandadan, but can't be sure,
right.
I guess.
Yeah, but as usual, Ira, she comes through, she's doing her thing, she's dropping fucking noble drill kicks, and
Her
she's
fighting
she's kicking
style is
ass.
so fucking tight, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
she's one of the coolest.
yeah, she's hitting these like ballet terms while she's kicking these niggas and they horse pirouette. It reminds me of like
Yeah,
Sanji.
yeah. Definitely got a Sanji, long-haired Sanji vibe.
Yeah, I bet they'd get along crazy in One Piece.
Yeah,
Just like as like
uh,
as a duo, like in combat or
kickers.
whatever. Like I'm not trying to say, I don't know, maybe Sanji do be on that. What's up with, he might, I don't know. You never know with Sanji nowadays, but she do be like 14, 15 years old, so he better not
Yeah,
be on
yeah.
that nosebleed shit. But anyway,
He can't help himself. He weird,
yeah.
but yeah. So, I mean, yeah, the fucking the kids here already. The dude that doesn't like Okarun is here with the alien. So I was surprised to see them both show
Oh,
up at the
that
same time
is
at the same
him,
place.
isn't it?
Yeah, and
I was like, who is dude? It
bruh,
is him.
the way he walking is like this nigga Okarun stole everything from him, bro. Like this look like I'm gonna kill the shit out of you and everyone you know. Like this is some pain assassinate, like kill everyone in your village and everybody that ever knew you type shit. What?
Yeah,
Why does he look so serious?
this is the I'm out for revenge aura farm walk up that he's got going on right now.
Yeah, we don't even see his like yokai or nothing. He's just straight like. I wonder who did this like kick. Was it him or was it the fucking alien thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, you want to know what? I think it might be him because if you look at the page where the explosion happens that Ira notices, you can see behind the pillars, the support beams of the bridge,
Yeah,
like you can see like the outline silhouette of the attacker, and it looks like he's got like a student jacket cape flowing in the background
yeah,
behind him. So I think it is, bro, because like if it was like the cybernetic alien armored villain, like I think you would see those like very long static poles coming out the back and not like a flowing like cape type deal.
yeah. So
Yeah.
speaking of the poles thing, I wonder what's up with this aliens design because it's different from their previous design. But like
Oh, is it?
the yeah, I mean it's similar, but it's slightly different. So like the poles are new, I want to say, and I wonder like is it floating? Like because at first I see that and I'm like okay wings, and I'm thinking like dragon. I'm thinking of like blue beetle type
Yeah.
of wings. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like hovering and it's not like it's not flying based on the wings, and those are like two like weapons, kind of like how Deadpool's got like two
Oh,
katanas or
sure. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So it's like maybe it's gonna flip them bitches out and it attacks with them, or
Yeah.
are they like wings? I think it's just floating.
You
But
never
also this
know.
helmet.
Yeah, I want to say that it's probably like a floating kind of thing. At first, I thought he's like, no, he's just landing, coming into the scene. He probably like jumped or something, but like you never know. Like
Okay.
there doesn't have to be like some kind of like flight signifier on a character design. Like you know what I'm saying? Like certain characters in fiction just be flying without wings or capes or nothing like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they just be flying with upper body strength or some shit. So
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it might just be like they just can fly like without
yeah,
like they don't have a special like thing that caused them to fly. They just
yeah.
can fly, and the thing and the X on their back is like a weapon or something.
Or it could just be like, you know, anti-gravity technology that's like inherent to the armor too. You know what I mean? It could be
True.
like some kind of like, you know, like force radiating from out of it that keeps you from like touching the ground and propelling you in certain directions or whatever. It doesn't need like a cannon, you know, or any kind of, you know, thing that signifies like, oh, this is for flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately when I saw this design though, I was just fixated on the face because it's got like this skull on the forehead or whatever,
Oh yeah, yeah. That wasn't
and
there before.
nah, that's new. And you haven't seen I know you're not familiar like that with JoJo's, but have you ever seen the part 5 antagonist? His stand ability was killer King Crimson, and he has it's a he's red and purple or pink or whatever, and he's like super angry, and he has a fucking baby face on his forehead that's
I
like
just googled
super
it.
angry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminds me of that because like the shit is like dumb, skull on the forehead, very angry looking. That's what this reminded me
Nah,
of.
it's funny because if you Google search King Crimson by itself and go to images, you got like at first I thought I was looking at like a Behelit from Berserk, but it's just like this funny ass face with huge nostrils. You can see right into this nigga's brain.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is that? But
yeah.
that's
That's
not
like a
that's not the JoJo thing because
yeah, but that's what
yeah.
it's based on though. It's an album cover from like
Oh
the band
sure.
because
Oh okay,
all of the
okay.
JoJo stands are based on bands or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, so it's yeah, it's in that realm. But yeah, I was just like, that looks like the fucking King Crimson face.
Oh,
And
you're
then
right. It does kind of. It's
yeah, and
giving
then
that.
this armor, the armor looks cool. It looks like it's given like Warframe or like sort of Destiny Hunter armor, kind of looks like
Oh
this.
yeah, I could see that. So this is the scarred up like butt naked alien chick
Yeah,
with the
titty alien, warrior
titty
alien.
alien warrior chick. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I was just surprised because like last time when we talked about like what happened, we were thinking like maybe they would split up. So like Momo and Seiko were like going to that shrine, and it was like, oh yeah, maybe the alien thing will be waiting for them there or whatever. But like I guess not, because I mean the aliens got beef with Okarun because like Okarun beat her before, and then the dudes got beef with Okarun. So it's like okay, both of them are
Double
coming for
beef.
Okarun. So it's like who I don't remember. It's been, so long. I don't remember if there was another antagonist or whatever that had kind of been established that we like could assume to have, be on the way to intercept Seiko and Co. But like we got these guys here, and about to. I wonder, like, is it just next chapter is Okarun gonna be like, yo, Hase, I think his name was like,
Yeah.
I say like, yo, bro, what are you doing, man? Why are you working with them? And he's like, bro, get
You
the fuck
took
up.
everything from me.
Yeah, yeah, he's just like, I know you got fucking powers. We're gonna beat your ass and fucking take him. But he's like, bro, I don't got powers. I'm just a regular nigga.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
wonder. I wonder what kind of conflict that'll create in the Hase's character. You know what I mean? To know that, like, oh, like I thought he was stunting on me because he was superpowered, and now I have superpowers, so it's an even playing field. But like, you don't have shit. Like that's probably going to make him a little bit more like egomaniacal. Knowing this son of a bitch, like he'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, well then you really got no chance against me now. Let me go ahead and turn my suit on, and he powers up his yokai ability or whatever." And I just want Okarun to still piece him up somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously Okarun doesn't have any abilities of his own, so it's probably going to be a lot of dodging and a lot of damage taking.
yeah,
But like something, Yuki Nobu's got a plan for this conflict, and I think that it would be
yeah.
so funny if Okarun still finds a way to best this kid, even if he's like yokai powered. Just like
I
the
want to see.
ultimate defeat, or they're gonna leave it up to Kenta, and Kenta's gonna get even more W's. Who knows?
Yeah, I can see Kenta, him and Kenta kind of like. Now that I think about it, I want to see kind of similar to Lemillion versus Overhaul, where like Lemillion like couldn't get touched. He had to like dodge those like strikes, otherwise like Overhaul touches you, it's fucking game over. So it's like I
Right?
want to see fucking Okarun and like Kenta like dodging and weaving and shit, like
Yeah.
trading the nano skin back and forth or something to like block or some shit.
Yeah.
Like
Wait a
they
minute.
could do some.
Actually, this villain team up here with this pro tag team up, you have Kenta is the only one with capabilities that can, justifiably tussle with these two. So this
Yeah,
could create that opening for his writing to really come in. If the chips are down for both of them, Okarun can't really do anything, and he's actually even more of a liability because he doesn't have powers against like two like really powerful abilities coming at them in tandem. Like Kenta's gonna have to pick up certain slack that he hasn't really been in this situation before, where he not only has to protect someone who doesn't have powers, but also has to 2v1 niggas who do have powers. So it's
yeah.
really about to be like the Kenta show, maybe, and maybe he gets pushed into a corner to where those black gutters come in, and we really get that nigga's backstory or some shit, or his real writing comes in right before he stances up and does some really heroic shit, dude. I would fucking love that.
Yeah, I can see it. Like maybe he fucking uses the nano skin to like form a fucking barrier around him and fucking Okarun is like, I gotta, he's like, I'm gonna hold out as long as I can until, Miss fucking Ira comes back out to help us with these guys or something, but like they're just
No, hold
fucking
on. This
wailing on it.
this nigga Kenta's about to split the nano skin and give Okarun some shit to fight with and him to fight with, right?
Double suited up.
Double suited up. That could be fucking crazy. And if like Kenta, I can't remember exactly the rules on the nanoskin and exactly how it works, like mechanically. Like if he did take some of that nanoskin and give Okarun like an Iron Man suit with it or something, would Kenta have to power that psionically, or would, because it's attached to Okarun, would Okarun be able to, manipulate the nanoskin and use it like separate from Kenta?
I think it's whoever's touching it at the
whoever's
time.
whoever's touching it at the time. Okay,
Yeah.
because that could be
Yeah.
cool if like if Kenta is the one that's technically powering like both suits while they're fighting or whatever. Like obviously Okarun can move his body himself with the nanoskin like attached to it, but if like Kenta like psionically like spawns some like wrist rockets for Okarun like while he's fighting to like give him some firepower or something like that outside of just movement, like that would be sick if Kenta was like kind of controlling both suits in that way during the fight. Because then he's really got crazy W's.
Yeah, it's just like you're fighting and puppeteering.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be fucking insane, dude.
Yeah. I kind of do want to see now that you mentioned it, though, I really want to see something happen. Like maybe Okarun like gets punched in the stomach real hard and it's like, I'm out of the fight. And then Kenta is just forced to like 2v1 these niggas.
Oh,
Or
dude,
like
that'd be
at least
so hype.
stall. Like
Yeah.
maybe he don't win, but like if he could just keep them from like killing Okarun for like 2 chapters until like Ira gets there, like that's a lot.
Yeah, that's huge.
But Yeah, can't wait to see what happens with that. Something that I didn't notice, but I
Hmm.
saw somebody pointed out on Twitter. On the bottom of Okaru's shoe, it's got that triangle that a bunch of people had on their clothes. So
Oh,
it might just be a clothing brand, but I don't. I want to say it's not.
yeah,
Um,
that's
it's
gonna
the
be
first time.
important.
Yeah, I want to say it's the first time that like it's definitely the first time it's been shown on his shoe, but it can't be the first time that we've seen the bottom of his shoes.
Right.
So
So
I
when did
feel
that get
like
there?
yeah, I feel like it's gotta be something, but also, like, every time a character's been shown with that symbol on their, like, clothing, it, like, is looking in, like, a different direction,
Yeah.
like, I think, Saint Germain's was, like, in the middle, and then, like, the dudes from the fucking ramen shop with Seiko, theirs was, like, looking up, and then, Mr. Ludris's was, like, looking down or something. Can't tell what, like,
So wait a minute,
direction or
is it
whatever.
alien related or is it yokai related?
Unsure, cause like, it's on his shoe, it's on Mr. Ludris's chest, the robot, the alien dude.
Saint Germain is yokai affiliated. Ludris is alien affiliated.
Alien.
Oh, so
Yeah,
there's no way that we gotta wait. We just have to
yeah,
see. God
and
damn it.
then the dudes that were with Seiko, they're, like, chasing yokai stuff, so,
Damn.
yeah, it's hard to really guess, but somebody said they think it might just be a clothing brand, but I don't feel like it at this point, like, it's been
It's too
shown, like, it's
intentional.
yeah, and it's, like, it's intentional and, like, "Oops, did you notice it here?" Because it's not like a Rockefeller emblem, you know?
Right.
And like it don't look like I mean I can't tell, but it doesn't look like it's on the bottom of his other shoe. It looks like it might be like kind of like coming out, like protruding or whatever. So I feel like you should be able to see it on the other shoe if it was there, but I don't think it is. But I don't know. Hopefully we find out what the deal is with that soon, and if it's just a brand. I'd be mad if you can know, be like, yeah, it's just their fucking fat farm
I'd
or
be like, all
whatever.
right, but yeah, they're FUBU.
Yeah, they're FUBU. But yeah, as usual, Yukinobu comes out with the spreads and shit. I think there's 4 double page spreads in this one. Uh the volleyball one though, like the one with the gym, like good stuff, but I can't help but notice that like the headless dudes is basically just like 4 different people like copy and pasted. Like
Yeah, but
if
there's
you
there's still a lot of thought. Like I noticed that too, but like if you look at like the right side of the spread, you have the one where his arms are crossed. But
yeah.
then like on the left side of the spread, you got that same one that's arms are crossed, but it's like inverted. So
Yeah,
like
yeah, I think it just
he moved it like
flipped
to
it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not as lazy as just like copy paste from one side to the other. It's like okay, we,
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
also invert that so that it's not literally the exact same thing.
Yeah, and then there's some like standing behind them or whatever. So like it's cool. It's just like this is like the second or third time I've noticed something
Yeah.
like this. I mean, it's still great. Like the stuff he does is still,
Yeah.
crazy. Like, oh wow, who am I to
Sometimes it's more for like the atmosphere and the vibe than it is for
yeah.
the level of detail, and that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it works. It's all good.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I wonder how they get out of the situation and what's going on with Rin and the turtle. I forget the turtle spirit's name, but like does she even does she even see them? Because she's
Right.
like up here crying next to Rin's head and it's like is she even aware that like Ira is in here
She's probably
kicking
just so
ass?
focused on headless Rin that she's just like, I can't see anything else, man. My person is fucked up out here, floating head. What do I do? And that's crazy, man. I turned that page and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, what does it mean? Because like all
Yeah.
the other heads look dead. And
Yeah.
obviously I know that Rin's not dead, but like that was just such a like crazy split-second realization to see like, oh my god, Rin is headless up here with all these dead heads.
Yeah, when I see this shit, I'm like, okay, is next chapter somebody gonna jump up and grab her head and fucking try to throw it at Ira? Like,
Oh, then
be wild as hell.
she'd have to create like a cushion and like make sure it doesn't like slam into anything crazy and like protect it or whatever. Because I'm assuming that
Yeah.
that's going to be a point of like, uh-oh, you know what I mean? Like if Ira's probably going to have like internal dialogue like okay, they're grabbing these heads and tossing them at like fucking Mach 5 at me and they're running into these walls and creating crazy explosion into this like into these bricks and shit. I cannot let that happen to Rin's head. So that's going to like dampen her fighting ability first of all to make sure that the head like is protected, but she's
Yeah.
also going to have to like dedicate resources like hair wise to like creating like enough of a cushion to kind of smother the momentum of Rin's head if they do toss it, which will leave her open to like more attacks and whatnot. I could see this getting very hairy, no pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Interested to see how these characters get out of these situations because it's looking, like you said, very hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rin is a straight headless fucking horseman, and
Yeah.
we won't even see her body in here. Like, where's her
Right.
body? Like,
Where is her
is
body?
like, are they gonna like make her body run around too? Like, imagine next chapter we see like Rin's body jumping and grabbing heads and throwing shit too. It's like, oh man, what the fuck is going on?
And I really want to see, like, what kind of writing Yukinobu introduces for how this particular, um, effect or whatever the concept of these enemies kind of like, works. Because, like, did they run up on Rin and literally, like, slice her head off with some kind of, like, you know, yokai or alien like tool? Because obviously she's not going to just die because her head is severed, as if it was actually cut off by like, an axe or something like that. There's some kind of like magic or alien related property that allows you to like sever the head without like literally killing the body. So I kind of like
Yeah,
just want to like see how that works out mechanically inside of the Dandadan power system or whatever. I really want that writing next too. And how does it go back? Do you literally just have to stick it back on the body, or like
yeah.
what happens if the head is severed and you defeat the power wielder? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, does her head just fall to the ground and up? She's dead. Should
yeah,
have stuck it on first.
blood just starts hemorrhaging out of arteries and shit. That'd be fucking insane.
It looks like what's that movie called? Carrie. And the fucking gym is just blood
Blood,
shooting all over the gym. Yeah.
blood shitting.
We have blood shitting all over the place. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to see what happens. We got these ectoplasm sports dudes and shit's real, but
Hmm.
hopefully he doesn't pull the move where he shows us all this and the next chapter is like, okay, Seiko and Momo are riding in the van.
I was thinking about that too, but it's like, with a story like Dandadan, like we've seen enough from Yukinobu Tatsu to know that any perspective is always going to be wildly interesting for one reason or another. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not like, how like Oda might do it in One Piece, for example, where it's like, okay, I think I can see the One Piece, and then like that's the cliffhanger, and then next chapter is just like Usopp picking his nose and like dealing with some shit on the ship or something like that. It's like, no, nigga, what? Why?
Yeah. They're just printing more newspapers and shit. Big news Morgans is like, yep, can't wait to deliver these. It's like, nigga, where's the One Piece, bro?
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. No, the manga could be famous for doing that, but
Right.
yeah, hopefully we don't get no shit like that. And if we do, I mean, like I said, it'll still be a cool, dope situation.
Yeah, like Dandadan is one of the ones where like you could be super invested in a certain perspective and get like an insane cliffhanger, and then the next chapter will start and you switch perspectives and you're like, no, I wanted to see what happened, and then like halfway through that chapter you'll be like, okay, no, I'm fine here. Now I want to see what happens here. Now
Yeah,
don't switch perspectives from this now. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I think I'm squeezed out for this chapter. You got anything else?
Oh no, I'm super good.
Okay, well, that will do it for Don to Don chapter 183. So it's you. Now jumping into chapter 43 of Centuria, Lacrima's Resolve. And once again, I flip-flopped the segments. So this was supposed to be before Don to Don, but who cares? We're here anyway. So jumping into the chapter, looks like we got some answers for some questions that we had last week. And it was, we were talking about, wonder, how did they find out and what was their like game plan or whatever? When did they decide, like, is everyone still at the base with Julian, or is he here solo dolo type shit? So we
Hmm.
got some answers.
Yeah, so it turns out that Lucas is the one that alerted them of the incoming enemies. I think we might have said that is kind of like how it happened. Maybe I don't know. I don't even remember exactly the conversation, but I think one of the conversations that we had, or one of the possibilities that we discussed, is that they had like some kind of archaic booby trap alarm system situation kind of like set up like outside of the perimeter, where like if you step on like a wire, it like knocks some sticks down that like jingles a bell inside of the crib or something to like let them know
Yeah.
that someone's on the way or something like that. It ended up not being that complicated. It was just Lucas like, hey, it's niggas afoot. And Lucas was like, all right, or I mean, Julian was like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. But we did talk about how as soon as they did notice enemies coming, that Julian would send the rest of them down the escape hatch or whatever, down the
Right.
escape route or whatever. So that ended up being confirmed, and that was kind of obvious anyway. And you know what? Centuria, I think we've commented on it before, but Centuria is really good at having the audience ask certain questions, but then is really quick about answering them, like in the next chapter or maybe the one afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we never really have these questions for long. But I really love the fight here with Julian versus all of these assassins, because as the powers are kind of activated and introduced, immediately Toru Kuramori is like kind of like establishing certain rules for some of them. You know what I mean? Because Julian goes to steal off this Beastman transformation nigga, the last brother left, after he duffed the first two with one punch
Yeah.
or whatever. And immediately he's just like, oh shit, I can't transform in time. So it's like, okay, we're taking advantage of the time it takes for you to transform. You have like a casting time. You can get interrupted. Kind of reminds me of like MMORPGs and whatnot, like where you have like a channeling time that can be you know, interrupted before you can get the spell off and whatnot. And it's not unique to MMORPGs. I feel like we see that in superpowered, you know, comic books all the time, actually. But the nail that comes from this weird priest guy, you know, is really cool, because we know that it has like a channeling time or a charging time for this ability too. It's like, oh, okay, that nail didn't really get through. Looks like I need to give it a couple more seconds to charge. So it's like, okay, we're fleshing out, you know, the strengths and weaknesses of some of these abilities immediately, despite all the chaos of this like crazy free for all that's going on right now. And I just love that.
Yeah, and so like I was looking at this nail thing, kind of like a slingshot or like a bow, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm guessing he's like kind of cooking something up, and then maybe he fires it off, like maybe he's pushing it with some sort of energy or something. But like the first thing I thought of was like Choso, because of the like fucking eye like tape over his eye or whatever that starts
Oh
like
yeah.
oozing blood or whatever. So I'm like, what's really happening here?
First thing I
But
thought of was Pockle from Hunter x Hunter. He was like the fucking jobber, like hunter from the exam that like had like the arrow nen abilities, where he could like, you know, conjure aura around his hand to like make the bow effect, and then he like, you know, pulled aura like through the drawstring or whatever and shot arrows at you. He was a bitch. He was the one that got like the crazy like lobotomy like brain pokey like scene from in the Antark when Pitot like caught him and then like picked his brain for like nen information. And he was like,
okay.
Hatsu is when you, water divination is when you know, or whatever it is. Like, he's just like sitting there with his fucking head sawn off and his brain poking out. And she's got like two antennae that she pulled off of a random ant, just like poking at his cerebral cortex and his hippocampus for information. That
Yeah.
scene was fucking crazy. Anyway, that's what this dude reminded me of, with the aura around his hand pulling the nail back through the energy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said a fatal blow. Like for a fatal blow, I suppose I need to give it 10 more seconds to charge, but it hit him in the arm. So like, would is he like assuming that like even an arm shot, like if he gave it 10 more seconds, like that same blow with 10 more seconds of charge time would have been enough to kill like a normal person or like
Yeah, good
someone,
question.
with superpowers? It's like, does the nail get bigger like shit? Like, oh, I didn't, charge it big, if he charged it more, maybe it gets larger or something, and he just fired off one or something. It's like, why would 10 seconds make this nail that hit him in the arm that wouldn't kill me, kill him with 10 more seconds? It's like,
Now that I'm
I
thinking
don't.
about it, it's probably like, isn't there like a certain caliber of bullet, like a 50 cal or some shit right now? I don't really know guns like that, but I'm pretty sure that there's like a certain caliber of bullet where like if it hits you, no matter where it hits you on your body, you'll die. Because it's just that powerful. Like it can hit you in like the top of the foot or some shit, and it'll just like blow off like half of your body or some shit. I don't know if there's anything that powerful. Now we're talking about like cannon size things,
Yeah,
but
I think
like,
there is like a sniper bullet like that where it'll just like it'll blow your whole shit or whatever it hits. Like it hits you with a hand, your whole arm coming off. But even still, like
yeah, still, is that really going to be fatal? Now it's making me think
yeah,
that there's some kind of like property attached to these nails that, like, depending on the charging time, like, yeah, it doesn't matter where it hits you, it'll just be an effect that like immediately executes you.
yeah. And Julian mentions it's a silver spike, and that's normally like for killing like vampires and
And
shit. So like, is this
werewolves and
dude?
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, is this dude like a fucking werewolf hunter type
Yeah,
shit?
he's like a Van Helsing type situation because he's got like the priest aesthetic going on. Like,
Yeah, and then he's got a bunch of these little nails down here. The maid is like unraveling another one to give to him. Looks like he's probably got like more wrapped up in a little knapsack on his waist or whatever.
yeah.
So
Nah,
yeah,
something
looking
else is
forward.
in there. Some he
Pull
got
out
like he got like some holy water or some shit in there.
some fucking smoke bombs or some shit.
Yeah, and I think we were
Something.
talking about like how effective a character like this could be against someone with powers that come from like, you know, this like dark, unholy Lovecraftian essence that
Oh
blessed
yeah.
Julian or whatever, since he's on his holy priest type shit. Like he might have like some hard counter to Julian in some kind of way. So that's really interesting to think about.
Yeah. Maybe in a way it is doing like inflicting a different type of damage to like holy damage to Julian since he's got an unholy power system now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but something we probably wouldn't know about for a few more chapters after he's taken a few more than blows. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I wonder like with the bear guy, like so we skip ahead a little bit and he's ripping off his skin or whatever.
Yeah, it's
He's I get
giving like Wolfman, werewolf. Like maybe he accidentally gets hit with one of these silver spikes and it just like one shots him
ooh
because like that's the hard counter,
yeah.
conceptually inside of
Julian like
like
grabs his body and meat shields him.
yeah, because he seems to be like representing that like universal monster like horror, concept or whatever. Like this is definitely like werewolf territory, Van Helsing werewolf shit.
Yeah, wolf in sheep's clothing type shit. He was
Type
like in the
shit.
human skin. I wonder, like, so like he was worried about taking a blow from Julian. He's like, I can't transform into I'm done for. So like, if he's assuming that Julian would have killed him in one shot in that form. So I'm guessing like, is he confident that he can eat that same amount of force in this new form? Like he's just
Yeah.
he buffed up. He got crazy
His
durability,
stats are
plus 50
way
armor.
yeah, his stats are way different when he pulls that regular guy skin off.
Yeah, yeah. And I wonder, like, at first we were talking about his brothers. Maybe they might have some kind of like resurrecting or immortal abilities. I wonder if they also had like animal transformation abilities or whatever, since they got fucking cooked like
I
in
mean,
one
shit.
shot.
If this dude's like leaning into the universal monster horror, kind of concept or whatever for his transformation, I wouldn't be surprised if like one of his brothers could become a vampire, and the other one becomes like a mummy or something like that, or like the creature from the Black Lagoon or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just like
Would
run
be nice
run
to see
run
one
through the
get back.
motif. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to see like he's like, oh man, this is some bullshit. You fucking, blew me up before I could say my fucking catchphrase or whatever. And he's just go gadget mummy feet or some shit. He's just like transforms and Julie's like, what the fuck? I thought I killed you. It's
If
like,
any of
you're
them
not
gonna
the
come
only
back,
one.
it would be the one with the fucking vampire concept, because they're like, historically like immortal or whatever in some kind of way. Like you got to drive a wooden stake through the heart to kill a vampire or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So they all kind of fucking Hulk out, pop their damage cooldowns or whatever. So we got dude, he's ripping off the skin. We finally we finally see what's under the fucking wraps for this fucking axe, and that shit's freaky. Fucking
Yeah, it's like a
hands.
spine. It's like an
Yeah,
axe connected to vertebrae with like praying hands. Like I immediately thought of Fujimoto Tatsuki, and like
yeah.
the Darkness Devil was literally just like
There's a
that.
head on there too. Actually, I'm just noticing,
Oh fuck!
like right
Oh,
right behind the hand.
yo, it's like a blind like woman with like bandages
Yeah,
around the eyes and shit. Wait a minute, that's freaky, bro.
yeah. That's a freaky weapon. With
What a
just
cool design, though.
yeah, she's got that crazy hair fucking coming down her fucking head,
Oh, and it's like
wrapped around her
wrapped around.
back.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, dude, that's
Yeah, that's a freaky
sick.
one, man. And it's
Yeah,
fucking yeah, like what can this thing do? I wonder like if the weapons in this are gonna have like special property. Like is this about to be like a cursed tool from JJK or is it just like
yeah. It's
is it
not.
just
It's
is
not
it straight
just big
aura?
slab of. Is it
Yeah.
just straight or no? It's definitely. It's got something going on mechanically because it's not. There's no way with a design like that it's literally just like a big mass of matter that like does damage based on contact, and that's it. Like there's got to be some
Yeah.
kind of magical effect tied to it where it's like maybe it doesn't even have to hit you if it just like maybe it can send attacks out from it in a long range kind of situation in case the short range or mid range situation doesn't work. Because like
Yeah, I'm
man, it's
just
like praying hands. It's like there's got to be some kind of extra effect to that.
yeah, some kind of magic. She cut that nigga pinky and it rips his spine out or something. She just
Yeah.
can pull his spine out of any slash or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the
But
dragon folk ninja chick got some crazy shit going on here too with these spider
yeah.
legs coming out her
Yeah,
back.
it got the fucking metal spider thing going on. Like, okay, are you a dragon or are you a spider? What exactly is happening now?
Yeah, I don't even know. Now the tail is kind of giving centipede now that I see the spider legs. So it's like
Yeah,
maybe this is like an insect, kind of situation coming from her. Maybe she's got like insect powers to some degree.
Yeah, she like opened that fucking take that mask off and she's got like fucking spider teeth or something or
Oh
just
yeah,
some
it's like Predator.
yeah, or like fucking Melina from Mortal Kombat. She's her just mouth is just crazy fucking spiky teeth and shit, or she spits some kind of acid or something out
I could see that for sure. Yeah,
like a
wow.
reptile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got some interesting design, some new designs here. Spiky bear wolf man and crazy freaky axe, but nobody shows off what their shit can do yet. So we're getting blue balled until next week.
Yeah, and then we switch perspectives to the escape hatch, and I think we actually talked about this possibility as well, where even if they did get sent down the escape tunnel, you got assassins at the front with Julian, but then like Elstree and her team like cut them off at the pass in the escape route, and it's like, what's up? Where are you going? You know what I'm saying? I think we
Yeah,
did talk about this possibility as well. And man, Lacrima standing up for the squad, you know what I'm saying? Like she just said, like, I'm not on your team, like, yes you are.
yeah.
Yes you are, bitch. Stop playing. Like if they come
She
for
even said like
Diana,
if
yeah.
she was like, I'm booking it. Like if somebody shows up, yeah, if things get ugly, I'm out of here. It's like, oh, okay. She really stands up for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. And
But
I love the interaction with like her and Elstree and what's the big titty lust from Full Metal Alchemist style character? That's
Helen.
Ellum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love how she's just kind of like laughing at Lacrima's dialogue here at Elstree. It's like you're not cute. She's just like, are you serious, bro? Like listen to what she's
Yeah.
saying right now. And that's what I love about like certain villain groups is that like you have antagonist um groups or whatever historically that are just there to be menacing, like all evil dialogue, always serious, all business, and like those work and whatnot. But I'm really fond of the ones that can, not necessarily be silly, but just like show other sides of their personality besides just like, you know, devout loyalty to whatever like big boss villain that they work for or whatever. And it doesn't always have to be business. I like, like in Hunter x Hunter where the the Phantom Trooper playing like Go Fish or something, like, on the side of the cliff while Uvogan's like killing all of the mafia members, you know what I mean? And then like in Jujutsu Kaisen, you had like the Curse family playing like Shoots and Ladders, like while they talk about like their plans to like steal the fingers from, Jujutsu High during the exchange festival and whatnot. It's just like
Yeah.
show other sides of their personality besides just we're here to kill you for the sake of Lord Gilgamesh or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like I just prefer, villain groups that can show you other sides of themselves like this.
Yeah, and it makes me want to see like assuming all these characters don't die here. It's like okay, like if Elstree and Helm don't die, like okay, 10 chapters from now, I'd be cool with seeing a chapter where we spend a couple pages or panels of them just kind of in the castle or like in a market talking about like what the fuck happened or like we're gonna get those bastards and kill
Yeah.
that stupid kid and Helm's like hey you want that bread or something I can
Yeah,
see
just
them just
talking
doing
about
regular
other
shit.
shit besides their like villain objectives. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you don't necessarily have to give them pathos and make us care for them and give them a sad backstory, or make them sympathetic or anything like that. But just like allow villains to have certain aspects of themselves that aren't entirely dedicated to destroying the protagonists. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it's just like yeah, like hey, you want to go shopping later and pick out some like new weapons or something like that. Like I don't know, like anything like that will give them a little bit more more dimensions. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
more.
having the character be
Yeah.
more than their purpose in the story is cool.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
where I was going with that.
yeah. But something I kind of just noticed is like I noticed it at first, but I didn't really think about it until now. But like so so when they get out of this tunnel, she says Lucas isn't here. So like Lucas is gone. Lock room. Wait, Lucas is gone, huh? At a time like this, so like they get out of the tunnel. Lucas isn't there.
Yeah,
Lucas
where
is
did he
also the one.
go?
Lucas is also the one that noticed that they were like being attacked. So maybe he is on some shit. Like maybe
Man.
he knew the perfect time to look out the window and was like, all right, time to go. And then like he was like, you guys get in the tunnel, and then he like bounced to go like switch sides or something type shit.
Or maybe he left to get a better position for some kind of flank or some kind of like last minute save in one of the groups, whether it's
Yeah,
this perspective Julian's perspective, because maybe Julian gets countered in some kind of way that he wasn't expecting, where he can't deal with it with his power set for some reason, and then because I think that Lucas got something going on with his sword specifically, like his sword has some kind of special magical property or some kind of power system related situation going on mechanically with his sword, where he's more than just like a guy with a sword. You know what I mean? And I think that comes into play either with this group or, on the Julian side of things. But I don't know what he repositioned himself for. I think I've completely abandoned the idea that he's on some traitorous shit. And like we've been saying in Centuria reviews, like for the past like however many weeks now, like if there is something negative tied to Lucas, I think it is 100% unbeknownst to him. And will come into play in a way that even surprises Lucas when it does happen. But I think that he just repositioned himself for some kind of like tactical situation that he has that he's kept to himself that will come into play in some kind of like, hell yeah, Lucas, you did it, on one perspective or another.
It's just very crazy that he would like let the three ladies go out on their own, like
right.
And in a situation like this, like he's the one that even called out, like, yeah, assassins are coming, we got to go. He's what he said. Looks like we're surrounded. Looks like a lot. We're surrounded. So like he knew it was a fuck ton of people, and he still let these three walk out of the tunnel by themselves. Like
I think it's because he knows his limits. You know what I mean? Like he is a mercenary with experience, so maybe he needed like element of surprise in order to be as effective as he wants to be, and maybe that includes even people on his side not knowing what he's up to. Yeah. So like when he repositions and he comes in whatever way that he's going to, I think it will have been a good idea that he left without anyone else knowing for one reason or another.
I can see it. They like these guys get close and he just comes through with the fucking backstab slash and cuts like all three of these dumb niggas down.
Yeah, kidney shot Garrote the priest or whatever wow dialogue you need for
big rogue stuff.
Big rogue shit, yeah.
Yeah, these designs though, some of these dudes are real ugly. The guy with the swords, it looks like he's got more than 9. Last time I was talking about how he had 9, but
whoa,
he's got
where's he? Oh, I see now. Yeah, because he had like a basket of them. Yeah, we talked about
in his hand.
Yeah, he has a bushel of them.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, he's got like 6 on his back, one on his waist. It looks like he's got a short sword under his other arm.
He's got like a tanto or like a wakizashi on the other side of his hip. That's hilarious.
And then he's got like 5 of them just wrapped up. So it's like, what the fuck is his style about to be?
Oh, I can't wait to see what that dude can do, because like you don't put a design like that in here unless he's about to do some crazy shit with all of those.
Yeah,
because it's like, what's the practical like application of having like 6 of them tied up in a string? You know what I'm saying? He's about to fucking flick his wrist and unravel all of those, and they're all about to have like a mind of their own. He's about to like control them like psionically in some kind of crazy way.
Yeah, because like it's not like they're gonna break or nothing. Like how often do swords really be breaking and like stories like this? And like even if like swords breaking was a common thing, like you don't need 12, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were afraid that like your sword might break in a challenging fight, like you don't come with 13 swords. You just you bring an extra 1 or 2. Like okay, I'll steal the sword from my opponent or something. But like 30 swords, bruh.
Right. Speaking of, I really like the stance that Lacrima took up here. If you look at the splash page on what is the 17. I think it looks like she's assumed like a sword and shield kind of stance. You know what I mean? She's got like the really swirly big, big area, water whirlwind or not whirlwind, but the fuck am I? Whirlpool shield is where I'm going with that. Whirlwind is crazy, but yeah, it's definitely like a very like knight style stance. You know what I mean? And we didn't see that really from her when she was like super aggro against Julian or whatever. It was a lot different application of her abilities, and I think because Diana and TT are involved, she's assumed more of like a Templar, like knight, defensive kind of like position where she's got the sword and shield, and I think that's just like a really cool like aesthetic flair to what she's kind of going for here in this fight.
She's got people to protect now versus like always fighting for herself. So it's a new thing for her. And she's like, I'm surprised, how much she stuck up for like Diana. She's like, bro, Diana never demeaned me, and it's not just her, but TT and Julian, they're nice people and shit. Like y'all, you kind of got it wrong, man. Like and she's spitting. If it means sacrificing the lives of innocents, then this country and my father can perish. So like,
and it makes a lot of sense too. It's like when she's at the crib with her royal people, they're all fucking talking shit and stepping over her and spitting on her or whatever the fuck she was going through back at home. Like, as soon as she leaves the castle,
these guys
and
welcome her.
Regular people with with compassion, you know, and empathy are just like, bro, you're cool as shit. She's like, oh, of course I'm gonna fight for these people. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Even after she like tried to kill them too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I didn't know relationships like these were possible outside of my little like bubble echo chamber sheltered life inside of the castle. It's like y'all
Yeah.
were keeping this shit from me, so of course I'm gonna fight for it.
Yeah. I'm happy it happened. I'm surprised it happened like so quickly, but like with seeing the context, I don't feel like it's like bad or anything. Like
No, not
at
at
first I
all.
thought like maybe she would bounce or something like, you know, I can't be seen with you losers or whatever. And then like she saves the day later or something like, no one kills Julian but me.
Yeah.
But like, no, she's sticking around and she's defending the gang. I gotta see what TT can do, man. Like TT's here. There's no way she's just like gonna be a damsel and like
Yeah.
covers Diana. Like
Yeah.
they
TT
got
can
some.
do some shit. It's been too
Yeah,
long, and she's mad about, you know, the death of oh no.
Angval.
Angval. I was like,
Has it been so
has
long?
it been that long where I already forgot the goat, dude? Fuck,
It's crazy.
Angval. Yeah, she's real mad about that. You know what I mean? So like, I can't see her just fucking sitting there knitting and cooking dinner, or whatever, you know, crocheting shit in the background for 5 straight years. You know, she had to have gotten tight in some kind of way. And maybe it's because Diana is there and maybe that's priority for her to protect Diana, that she doesn't really seem like she's got a whole lot going on capability wise in this circumstance. But I bet
Yeah,
you, like, as soon as Diana is secured in any kind of meaningful way, you know, she'll fucking rip the dress off and make it like a half skirt, you know, tie the hair back, pull the knives out and go rogue on these niggas. I would love to see that.
yeah. I need it. Somebody like one of these guys gets past Lacrima and then she just fucking gives him a 2-piece, lay him
Yeah.
out with a biscuit. Yeah,
Yeah, like throw Diana in some kind of like, you know, so like put her in the cut, you know what I'm saying, behind a rock or something like that. Like, hey,
yeah.
don't move real quick. Mom's about to dance on these niggas real quick for us.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. And then, you know, maybe somebody still gets past and Diana's like hiding. They come over there and Diana's like smart enough to like throw dirt in their eyes before running away or something. It's like,
Yeah.
there you are, you little shit. And then she just fucking spits in their face, throws dirt, runs
Bet
away
you
or
didn't think a
something.
7-year-old had pocket sand. What's up?
Yeah, fucking pepper spray them down or whatever. They ain't got pepper spray back here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna see what everybody's gonna do and like where's Lucas ass at and you know what we got a lot of characters to go through, a lot of powers. This one dude do kind of look like the facsimile Ramus here too, with the behind the sword dude and behind Helen and
Oh,
them.
he does. Yo, that's like the exact. He has a scar in like the exact same
Yeah.
spots.
He looked just like him. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even notice that. Holy shit. Go read the Bugle Call if you're not already. I wish I could review that on this show, but it's monthly. But
It's peak though.
it's peak. It's so
Yeah.
peak.
And then fucking Grim Reaper right behind him too. So like they got
Hey,
game
where?
right behind him to the right.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, with the hood. Hold on.
He's not in the panel though, where like in the end, she's like, you know, her heart is a weak point, you know, go kill all of them. But the Grim Reaper dude's not like in that panel. It's just the 3 idiots.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they got a lot of people here, and I wonder what it's gonna take to get Helen to fight. And
Oh, yeah, the Grim Reaper one definitely repositioned for like a sneak attack flank situation. If he's not in this last panel, it's like he's literally right behind them. So he moved to somewhere else and they're like
yeah,
distracted or some shit. He's definitely going to sneak attack in some kind of way. And maybe that's when Lucas comes in. maybe he's preparing for a counter flank on the enemy flank.
he pulls like a fucking noob Cybot comes up out of the shadow, and then fucking he's like, I got you, bitch. And then fucking Lucas is
Yeah.
like, nah, bitch, I got your ass.
Oh, shit.
Behead him. But like he cuts his head off and there's no head there anyway. It's like, oh fuck.
Oh, man.
What do we do?
Yeah, what the hell? That'd
Yeah,
be sick.
yeah, I like how Elstree's just no bullshit. She's just straight business. You know that urge of your death. Her heart's a weak point. Kill them all. She's just straight up like
Yeah.
just the fucking weakness is her heart. Just crush that shit. We got this in the bag because these other the other woman can't do shit. So she's definitely sleeping on TT. So TT got to show us something.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah. Even at a disadvantage, her resolve is unwavering. I'm happy for Lacrima. So guessing Lacrima's fully gang after this.
For sure. And how much of a disadvantage can it really be? Like her ability is so versatile and she's got like such a huge area of effect. And I know the
Yeah.
aqueduct has been like destroyed or whatever, but like just like her Logia water form body itself, it's like 3-on-1 is probably not too crazy for Lacrima, just like in any given situation. So like what's the real disadvantage here?
Yeah, because it's
like
like if she goes big, like you can't reach her heart. Like if she
yeah.
makes herself huge or
Yeah,
whatever.
she can move that shit around. She can move her core wherever she wants inside of like her mass, like whenever, like regardless of like what size she becomes. And like, can these niggas breathe underwater? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what's stopping her from just like wrapping these niggas up in like a water ball and calling it a day, like
Right,
from
right.
range, nigga? Yeah,
Just put a bubble on their head and just like
yeah. Like what?
sit it there.
Unless she knows what these niggas' powers are and is like, oh shit, okay, wait a minute, this guy can do this other guy over here can do that. Then it might actually be a disadvantage, like for and only Lockerman knows that. Knows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like from the audience perspective, it's like, what does she really got to be worried about? You know what I'm saying? Like she had Julian kind of like sweating for a little bit in their fight, like 1v1, and
Yeah.
Julian could fucking one shot all of these guys probably. So there's got to be something that either she knows that we don't, or something that the editor knows that we don't, because this is an editor's note at the end of the day, at the end of the chapter. Right. So yeah, I don't know. Excited to see though.
I wonder if she can just reconstruct her body, like as long as she has a heart. So like if she does get to the point where she's like weak and probably about to die, can she just kind of football toss her heart to like a river and then reconstruct there?
Oh,
like can she just regenerate from her heart or whatever?
Probably. That would be crazy. That would be a crazy scene to see, like where her back's against the wall, chips her down, like they got her dead to rights, and she's just like and just like fucking hawks a loogie of her core into the ravine or some shit.
Yeah. Because I mean they're near an aqueduct, like they destroyed it, but like the water still got to be there. So. So it's like, could she just fucking fling that shit over there and just like, pass to herself, and now she's even stronger because she's got a bigger body of water to play with.
Lacrima lateral.
Yeah. So hopefully we see some of that. A lot of questions got answered, a lot more getting asked, but this is a good chapter. I fuck with it. I didn't have any complaints, even though the art was fine this chapter. I think.
When it comes to Elstree, this nigga can draw side profiles, because on this last page, like Elstree is like straight, side profiles. Like she turned to the side and it does not look weird.
Yeah, she's not derpy, but
yeah, she's not derpy on the side profile for some reason.
The derps will be here though.
The derps will be back.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that derpiness, but yeah, good chapter, good art, everything was fine.
I'm so hyped for this arc, bro. It's already starting off so good.
Yeah, can't wait to see what Lucas ass is doing, man. Bring on the swordsman, bro. Pull out that sword. I want to see what you got, brother.
Yes.
You got anything else for this chapter?
Nah, I think I'm all squeezed out, G.
Same Z's. That's gonna do it for Centuria chapter 43, Lacrima's Resolve. Now jumping into Shangri-La Frontier chapter 211, the Wolfpack Transfer, and gotta say, the girl Kyogoku looking kind of good on the cover.
Bro, this is like probably my favorite design, like character design in the series so far now.
Yeah,
it's like so good.
It's so good. It's not like overly, she's not like crazy bulky or anything like Saiger. She's not like wearing like incredibly, crazy cool armor. Like she just looks fucking fire. Got the fucking cat ears or whatever that is, fox ears, the fucking katana, whatever, kimono type shit. This shit, her whole design's fire. And like, I didn't even notice, like, you can't tell here. I mean, you can see that there's like cool designs on her clothes or whatever, but like when you get to go forward to page 5, and when she's like, so you're Sunraku, and you can see that there's like a coyote or something on like her jacket or whatever. Like there's a lot of different cool patterns on this thing, and they really cooked with this design.
I wish that obviously, you need an anime to reach the level of popularity required for this, but I just wish that more people were tapped into manga over here in the States, because it's like, man, I cannot wait to see a Kyogoku cosplay at an anime convention, man. Like, people can have a lot of fun with that on the cosplay side of things. Like, there's so many designs and so many manga that I know that these, people who dedicate, their life to the hobby of cosplay or the career of cosplay would just have a field day with a lot of these designs. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, we're in America, you know what I mean? Like, you need the anime to come out in order for people to like know enough about it to like find the design and and even want to cosplay it, because a lot of it, I'm sure, is based on like how popular the thing is, like how many cosplayers are really just like locking into certain designs just because of like how much they like rock with it, and not how much like they know they're going to get recognized based on the popularity of a series or whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of them out there, but I just feel like I never see cosplays from like manga specific things. Like there always has to be an anime attached to it before you see a really
Yeah.
high quality one. Yeah.
And I mean, like, luckily right now, Shangri-La Frontier, they're in a point where like a lot of cool designs have been shown off in the anime because like we're
Hmm.
entering in, like I think the GGC arc starts like this Saturday or whatever. So it's like we're gonna see, Metsius, and we're gonna see like the samurai guy that Sanraku played
Oh
as,
wait,
and
that's in this season.
it should be. I think we got a couple more episodes. I have to look and see, but
Oh,
that arc starts, I want to say, this weekend. And then
yo.
like Araba is, people should be seeing, Araba the Shark Man and
Yeah.
Stewed, and then like we've already seen, with Zaimon and
Hmm.
Saiga Zero. Saiga Zero has her outfit change in this arc, in the Katana arc or whatever. So there's a lot of
Oh yeah.
designs. So like
Yeah.
you got more Rust and Mordo or whatever. There's a lot
Hmm.
of cool designs that people could do something with. Although it might be too soon now. Like I wouldn't go to a convention next month and expect to see anyone dressed up like Rust or anything.
So
But
we already
still,
did
just
Nephilim Hollow in the anime.
yeah, that already happened. That was
Oh,
several episodes ago.
shit. That's before
Yeah,
Lycagon.
that's before. Yeah, I want to say that's before Lycagon. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want to say that's like 80 something. And because after Lycagon, they go and
And do
he finds
Galaxia
out.
Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah, Galaxia Hero. Well, they go to the he finds out about the scenario with Katana or whatever, and meets Student, and they go underwater, and then I think then he
Oh,
gets
right.
like
They
an
have to
email from
start.
Kazo or
Yeah,
whatever.
they have to
Yeah,
start in the Katarnid arc
yeah,
and then leave to go do Galaxia Heroes. That's right. So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you're gonna get like inversion and like a lot of other stuff before we even go do that too. That's gonna be cool
yeah.
to see in the anime.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Well, so I don't think they're going to do the whole thing because, like, I want to say that there's probably like five. I don't think there's a lot of episodes left. I want to say like
Hmm.
at the most we got like 10. So
Okay.
they're just starting the GGC fighting game tournament arc, and like that, like they do the little practice. Remember, they go and they try out the game, and then they
Oh,
go
right.
back to SLF, and then they go back to the actual tournament, and then the tournament ends, and we come back to fight Katana. It's like they're not gonna be able to cover that. I feel like it's gonna kind of like end, like half of that is gonna take place throughout the end of this arc, and then season 3 is gonna start, and then we're gonna wrap up the rest of it and then go or whatever. But
Yeah.
um the content that we're looking at right now, I want to say is season 4 content probably.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like people are gonna be in love when they see this fucking Kyogoku design. This shit's fire.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, so jumping into the chapter, fucking, they make it back to the land or whatever, and Stu's like talking about, fucking coming back to help. I got revenge for my dad, but I finished him off with the cutlass. I didn't strike the blow, so next time I'll use this hand to beat him. So
Yeah, so Katarnid is like a repeatable boss. You don't just like beat him once and it's over. He's gonna like reform
yes,
and like heal and like come back, and other niggas are gonna be able to go get him. I wonder how that works for like the world story. If you beat Katarnid like the second time, what does that do for the progression of the world story, or what does that do for the
yeah.
players involved? Yeah, it's really interesting.
I wonder if it like doesn't do anything specific. Like it probably doesn't increase the percentage, but it
Hmm.
probably opens up, like it probably gives more people access to things. Like
Hmm.
more people can now do like whatever quest came from beating him, or just like maybe there's extra rewards or something. Kind of like, most games with raid bosses or whatever. It's like the raid boss might have a loot table of like 60 items or whatever, but like when you kill him, he only drops 8. So it's like, you gotta come back and get more loot or whatever if you
Right.
want, that fucking legendary sword that drops off of me. Didn't drop it this time, maybe he'll drop it next time. But like
Hmm.
I can't see them unless they get like so strong and it just kind of becomes like a flash forward type of thing. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go beat up Katana this weekend. You see if he drops the fucking scale bound bracers or whatever. Like they
Uh-huh.
just make it a thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna go farm Katana this weekend, and they're like talking about it over lunch. Like, man, Katana fucking he pulled out a fucking move. Like we tried to beat him this time without killing the blockers just to see, and he was a bitch. We wiped or whatever. He'll try it again next week or something.
Yeah.
But we probably don't actually see it. But I mean, there was, like when they beat him, they let us know that there was definitely more difficulty that could have been tacked on, and like we know that like it makes sense that if they come with more people, that it probably would have been an easier fight. So yeah, I'm just curious to see how it's handled, where like the Colossi is a repeatable boss, because like the way they made it sound was like,
You beat it once and it's
you know,
done.
yeah, like
No one can
NPCs are
beat it
going.
again. You'd like, can people
Yeah,
go get Wazaimon again? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like now, I really want to know. Like, was Zymon still there? Like, if so, then that's one thing. But like, they definitely made it seem like these were like once in a lifetime. Like, if you're not part of the raid group that beats it, like it's GG's, bro. So Sun
Yeah,
Raku kind of wiped off. He wiped off fucking with Zymon, and then like he nearly wiped off Lycaon. It's like holy shit, bro. Like Tiger 100 is like rushing here. Like, bro, you fought fucking Lycaon. Like, I need that fight, bro. Like, you need to tell me something because I can't let you take three, bro.
right. And she was mad about it, but he said it was just like one of the doppelgangers. You know what I mean? It wasn't really the Lycagon. It was like a facsimile of sorts. So and then she kind of was like, oh, okay, so we could still go get the real one. All right, and then she kind of like chilled out a little bit after that.
Yeah, I do. Speaking of that, since like I think they kind of implied that like maybe the real one was on the moon or something. I can't remember if that was something that was just like guessed
Oh
or if it
shit.
was because they showed the moon and I might have just made that shit up, but I
That's a
do want
crazy theory if you just came up with that, because that
I
kind
feel
of
like
it tracks. It fits with with the moon concept of Lycagon.
yeah, I feel like I didn't make that up, but I don't know. I might have. But now I'm at the point like I want to see a team up. So like Wolfgang and like Schwarzwolf versus like the real Lycagon or
Oh
whatever
yeah,
when
that's
when that
definitely going to
eventually
be how it
happens.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Now that you said it, I feel like it has to happen that way.
yeah. We can't let Wolfgang take all of them like solo dolo. Like there's got to be
Yeah.
some team up. Some other people got to get some W's in the series
And they
besides our
already
main character
fought. They
crew.
already had a whole arc dedicated to like fighting like the Lycagon Shadow Doppelganger or whatever
Yeah,
without Schwarzwolf. It's like you don't introduce the clan as like the one that is dedicated to hunting Lycagon if you don't include them in the actual real deal for all of the marbles fight against Lycagon later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's crazy, just crazy dropping that bomb like at the start. Like, yeah, we can, it's fucking repeatable. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the repeatable boss thing, and now we gotta wonder like are the other bosses repeatable? But yeah, fucking Kyogoku's hanging out here and she's all about it. She's staring him down, asking if he's interested in PvP action. So we definitely are about to get some kind of like gladiator tournaments, fucking Coliseum type of arc. Something's got a Guild Wars.
Yeah, Guild
She's
Wars is
asking,
where we're going, it
yeah,
seems.
I hope so.
They're drawing
Some
lines
kind
in the
of
sand, you know what I'm saying? Fucking Cyger Zero
yeah,
says I'm leaving Schwarzwolf for
bro.
Wolfgang. Kyogoku's like I'm joining Wolfgang too. You got Schwarzwolf sitting there, the leader, sitting watching all of it happen. Like she's probably like racking up animosity for everybody involved. You're like, oh, okay, that's how y'all gonna do this. So that's how you want to do this. All right, bet.
Like
Watch
Denzel,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, watch the at the end of training day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, all right, now I got it. Watch this.
Yeah, she just, bro. Yeah, I need to see where this goes, man, because everything's just happening in her face. It's like, bro, how dare? Like, you can see it in her sister's face. Like, she's like, fuck it. It's something I've already worked out. She's just so shocked, bro. Like, what do you mean you're resigning, bro? Everyone
Yeah,
was shocked, bro. When I got to this page, my jaw literally dropped because I always
yeah.
thought it was gonna happen, but I didn't expect it so soon. I didn't think it was gonna happen like this. Like,
Yeah, and
I
to
just
say
kind
it to
of,
your sister's face in front of the whole
yeah,
fucking everybody's watching and shit. Like I know Cyger 100 is like this bitch.
yeah,
Okay,
bro.
I got something for you, buddy. Wait till you log out and we at dinner. Wait till we at the dinner table tonight. I
Yeah.
got something for you, bitch.
Yeah, she takes all the like she logs out. She's like, all right, I got all right, we'll talk about it later or whatever. She logs out. Cyger Zero stays on or whatever, and like her big sister's going, and then like when Cyger Zero finally logs off, we get like the dinner table scene and there's no mashed potatoes left. She's like, what happened? It's like, yeah, you thought shit was sweet, huh? You should have got down here fucking sooner, bro. I ate
Yeah.
all the broccoli, go ain't no steak left. You can have the fucking ramen in the cupboard, yeah.
She gonna catch her in the hallway while she on the way to the shower or on the way to the bathroom or something like that. Hit her with like a crazy pillow fight attack. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you thought it was sweet, bitch.
Take her towel when she get in the shower or something, yeah.
Yeah, hit her with the power noogie.
Yeah, I need to see because we still don't know what the sister looks like in real life, like in
Yeah.
in manga real life. But
Oh,
yeah,
do we not?
hopefully,
I could have sworn they talked to each other outside of the game before.
not. I don't think we've ever seen. What's her name?
Cyger
Momo.
100, yeah, Momo and Ray. I think we've seen them interact outside the game before because
We.
didn't they meet at like a coffee shop or something like that and like have some kind of like sister heart to heart or whatever outside of the game? Why do I remember that?
I think that's just the girl that worked at the store. I don't think.
Maybe okay.
I don't think we ever Momo Saiga. I'm looking her up. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've ever seen what she looks like.
Okay.
I don't think so. But yeah,
Okay.
nah.
Okay.
Oh wait, maybe. Hold up.
I
This
swear, bro. Like I swear they had some kind of argument outside of the game relatively recently in the manga.
there is a picture of a girl like yelling Ray, and it says Momo Saiga, and then in parentheses it says Saiga 100. So
Yeah.
maybe I just don't remember this, and she's got like a fucking tracksuit jacket on or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Something
maybe,
like that.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she definitely looks like a tomboy or whatever.
Type shit. Yeah.
She's got like long kind of not long hair, but she's got like the fucking she clearly needs a haircut type of deal.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, I want to see the lunch table, the dinner table, what they got going on, and if there's some smoke now with the sisters, but now they're I mean they're in competing clans and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and I love man, I love Kyogoku, man. I can't stop because so like fucking
Kyotimate.
yeah, Kyoto is great, but like when Saiger 100 pulls up and she's like, trouble like me perhaps, and then Pentagon's like, there, you see, and then she notices Kyogoku, and Kyogoku gives her like a smug look, like, yeah, nigga, you know what it is, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Kyogoku, how wise she is, she's like smirking at her, got her head tilted up at
They
her, like,
probably got
yo, you
beef
know,
like going back into other games in their like
yeah.
history, like where like she was on some other shit in like a different video. They probably had like a whole crazy like rivalry in across multiple games in
I
their
need
gaming
it.
history. I need that lore. Yeah, I need that
Yeah.
back. I need that backstory. One thing that I loved about this chapter is the interaction that Saiger 100 has with Pencilgon when they kind of like come face to face, because Saiger 100 is like, Toa, this Katana takedown was all you're doing again, and she's like, hey, hold on a minute, that's Arthur Pencilgon, you know what I'm saying? Momo, don't get it twisted or
Yeah.
whatever. And it just like I love when Katarina and Ryosuke Fuji like remember that, like, yes, this is a comic book and it does primarily take place in this big MMORPG world that we're supposed to be immersed into and the characters are supposed to be immersed into, and they do have names inside of the game, but they don't forget that it's still a story about characters playing a video game. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't care how invested in a video game I am. Like if me and you hopped into, like some kind of MMORPG, even if we like were all about that game, lived and breathed it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still gonna call you Yato in comms, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call you, Booty Hunter 69 or whatever
Yeah.
in-game name that you choose like for the game. Like I'm gonna be like, hey yo, Yato, you trying to go farm over, blah blah blah. Like it's still
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
happen like that. And like obviously they want to be called by the names that they chose for the game because they're nerds and they're immersed in the world of Shangri-La Frontier. But that these kind of dialogue exchanges can still happen. Like, hey man, what's up, Momo? Like, what's up, Towa? I just think that that's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely it kind of gives off that they know each other outside of the game too. Like they're
Right.
probably like girlfriends or something, or like classmate. They like went to school together, or like were in similar like professions or something at one point, and then they both started playing the game and kind of like went their separate ways. Like Momo, started her own clan with her sister and
Mm-hmm.
started chasing dragons and shit. Wanted to take down this certain wolf because she's a wolf nerd, and fucking Pencilgon's like, I'm on that PvP shit, and she's retired from PvP since taking out Wazamon, but like they clearly went down different paths. But like it's cool, like in a game like this where it's like some characters, they're like she'll refer to like Sunraku as Sunraku or whatever, but
Right.
like I'm pretty sure Pentagon knows Sunraku's real name, but like some characters get referred to as their real names, and some characters get referred to as their like in-game names, and it's kind of like what niggas call you by like your fucking your Twitter handle, like in person, like yo,
Right.
what up at Yato Place, like yo, nigga, chill, bro.
Yeah, hold on, bro. We had a wing stop right now. You don't gotta.
Yeah, bro. Like it
Yeah,
reminds me of like what's his name? Zonka. Like
yeah.
he like if me and him are like playing a game, like I'll call him. He'll call me by like my real like birth name or whatever because he knows it.
Your
But like
government.
yeah, my government. But yeah, it's cool to see some characters like they're on that first name basis, so like they're
Yeah.
comfortable like with that shit. But
And it's really cool
yeah,
seeing like the animosity that these characters kind of have with each other. Going back to what I was talking about, how they have like a history of rivalry across like different video games in their gaming history or in their friendship history or whatever. And it's just cool to see the clashing philosophies of like, oh yeah, Penselgon and Kyogoku, the two people who don't care about PvE anymore and just want to kill people, the PvP guys over here, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm still all PvE. I'm trying to get these colossi and go on these raids, you know what I'm saying? And get this loot or whatever. It's just cool to see, you know, those clashing philosophies like inside of these characters as they interact in a scene like this, because you can really feel the tension like between them. And it's like, what kind of arguments did they probably get into like playing video games, like coming up as children? It's like, man, you really want to go fight the computer again in that dungeon? It's like, this is starting to get fucking boring, man. Like, I want to go kill somebody else. Like, I want to go kill, like, I want to duel like another player. It's like, well, then go do that on your own over there. It's like, okay, fine, I will. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and now we're player killers, you know, because you want to be a fucking boring computer fighting loser. You know what I mean? Like, I need to get the fucking history for these guys.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that shit. Like,
yeah, me too.
Completely drop into PvE to like exclusively PvP in pretty much every game I play. I'm like, bro, I cannot be in these dungeons, bro. This shit is boring.
Right.
Yeah, I do wonder though, now that Ray Cyger Zero is guild swapping, like some of her armor, like her cloak, and then like on the side, like on this second to last page, like on her, like the side of her, like her jacket or whatever you call this, like
the clan sigil.
Yeah, like, is that gonna like vanish and like be replaced, or is that like part of her
does
armor?
Wolfgang even have a logo?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, do they have like a fucking symbol? Like,
well, it's probably
not,
like you go into your like your character loadout, like you know, when you're like updating, you know, things aesthetically for your character, you can probably like, you know, import you know, a certain like design from like Photoshop or whatever, and then like, you know, place it on your clothes or whatever. I've seen that in video games.
Actually, yeah. So I think that is probably what's gonna happen, because like, look at page 16. There it looks like Wolfgang probably does have a logo. It's on Penselgon's back on her like
oh, they do. Wait, when did they establish that?
I don't remember ever seeing that until now.
Oh, dude, is that really it? Is that actually a wolf?
I
it looks like it's got like a beak.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What was the PvP
like
clan? Ashura Kai. We need to look at the Ashura Kai logo.
Yeah, let's see. Shangri-La Frontier, Ashura Kai.
Yeah, no, that's the Ashura Kai logo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the symbols don't. So maybe it's kind of like a stamp thing. Like you get it, you know, you get like a new cloak or whatever, and you can put your like insignia on there or whatever, and it just stays until you like change cloaks or something.
Yeah, you go design some shit in like fucking like Photoshop, and then like upload it into the game, and then you like go to like a shop, and it's like, would you like to customize your gear? And then you like, you know, just like put it on your cloak wherever you want it. You like line it up properly, and then like save it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now I really want to see Wolfgang. Man,
dude, their logo is gonna be raw if we don't have it yet. Wait.
I think they do. I think there is one. Clans, Wolfgang. There is like a wolf head holding like a dagger in its mouth type emblem.
Oh, I see that. Wait a minute, is that official?
Oh no, man.
Hold on.
No, that's Schwarzwolf. Okay, I'm tripping.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is Schwarzwolf. Yeah.
Oh no, okay, so yeah, Schwarzwolf. There's a Shangri-La Frontier wiki. I'm not gonna look too deep, but that.
Oh yeah, that might come from the light novel. Hold on, you got to be careful.
Yeah. So it looks like, wait, where's Ashura Kai? Ashura Kai is a skull with a dagger in its eye. So that is Wolfgang.
Oh shit! Wait, really?
Yeah. So that is Wolfgang traveling.
Well, goddamn, when did they fucking design that?
I don't know.
I don't remember any kind of chapter that, you know, that included that.
Yeah, me either. But so that's the thing. So she's got the Wolfgang emblem on her back, and Sunraku and Kazu, I don't think they have it anywhere, but hopefully it'd be cool if like that should just like and her like cloak changes to the Wolfgang thing, or maybe she's got to go to like a transmogrifier or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta go see somebody, some NPC got to help you out with that or something like that. It's not just gonna, because of your dialogue, like up there, or no, I mean not because of your dialogue, but you can't just go, you know, into like some kind of like you know, heads up display like user interface section and like switch clans, and then suddenly, you know, your logo changes or whatever, because like that would mean that, well, maybe if like if it was a part of the game, you know, to where when you create a guild, you upload the guild logo, so then anyone that switches to it, you know, automatically, gets the logo on their clothes, but would that be random? Do you get to choose it right there in the guild swap screen? No, like you got to go see somebody for that.
I know in World of Warcraft you could wear like a jersey or whatever, and it was like your guild's like tabard or whatever, and as soon as you change guilds, the design just immediately changes on it.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't know. We've never I don't think we've seen them like create this design, but like this design it's like in the anime they have like an anime version of this, so
Wow.
like maybe they did show it maybe it was when they established the guild. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the design, she's got the Wolfgang design. It'd be cool if that she's got the Schwartzwolf design currently. It'd be cool if that shit swaps over, or she swaps it over and makes it official. Like
Yeah.
if it's something that you gotta do, it'd be cool if she comes back to their like gang hideout and it's like, yep, it's official, guys, and she shows off her new like fucking jersey with the Wolfgang symbol on it.
Yeah.
You're
And
like,
then
oh
Katsu's
shit.
like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't even got the logo on my shit. Where did you?
Yeah, it's always funny to like find out the different things that like the characters know, like because like in this chapter we also have like the, oh shit, you could be a fucking beast man, and she's like, yeah bro, like you must not be like that hard of a player if you didn't know that you could like get a race change in the game. So
Yeah.
there's always stuff where characters are like, Sunraku didn't know about like the move tutor or whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
when I think Kazo was like, yeah, you can kind of like fuse abilities and stuff once you hit like level 20, and he like didn't know, he was just like grinding with like
Yeah.
basic abilities.
Which is
There's a
super
lot of like,
realistic too, because there's been plenty of
yeah,
times in games where I'm like, hold on, my nigga, where the fuck, what are you doing right? He's like, oh, you didn't know you could do this? Oh, yeah, you could. You just got to
yeah.
go here, boom, boom, boom. But he's like, oh my god, you could do things like that. Like that
Yeah,
happens.
because it's
That
like,
happens in these kind of games all the time.
yeah, it's a game don't tell you, like they don't tell you like, oh yeah, you're level 20 now, you can go buy a mount, bro. It's just like you just
Yeah,
gotta go to the city and talk to the vendor, and they notice that like you're level 10, and they'd say you can't ride a mount until 20, but like if you
yeah,
don't go and talk to that vendor, you just shit out of luck and never know. So it's just like
right.
Sunraku, somebody who's kind of like power leveled and flew through the game. There's a lot of things that he missed. He didn't read tutorials. He skipped all that shit. He skipped like 3 towns.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Page 16. Kyogoku is thick as hell.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah, yeah.
What is up with this thigh action? Oh
I was
nah.
noticing that too.
Come on, man. When's the next
Got
anime
the
convention? I'm about to
super
tell.
slim
I'm
on the
about to, I'm
waist.
about to tell everybody about this manga. I need to see Kyogoku cosplay in 2026 at the
Yeah,
soonest.
immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see what she can do. And like, she is really like battle hungry. Like, even so, she gets up in Sunraku's face and is like, "You interested in PvP, motherfucker?"
Hmm.
But then, like, I want to say she probably like she get that fucking look. So the PvP thing with Sunraku, and then that look she gives to fucking Saigo 100, bro. That shit set me off. I love that shit. Like
Yeah,
that
it's so
that that
good.
look she gave me, bro. Ooh, made me
Hmm.
tingle a little bit. But like when she hears Kazo's name, her ear twitches. Like I feel like she wants to like duel him too. Like
Yeah. She's
page
thirsty for it.
yeah, page 14. Come to think of it, I don't know this Pentagon player. All right, I only get you a formal invite. Well, it's me, Pentagon, and the other guy, Okatsu. You'll get to meet him later. I already clued him in. And she's like, Okatsu, dot, dot, dot. One of the Weathermon party members, right? And her ear flicks like 2 or 3
Yeah.
times. It's like, I feel like she knows that he's probably a pro gamer and like wants to like fight him or whatever. So it's
Right.
like, oh yeah, I can't wait to meet him too. Like that's a duel. She probably wants to fucking duel these guys and take them to this like survival land or whatever. So oh yeah, something forgot to mention last time, but what was it? Last chapter, Pencilgon mentions how Kyogoku was in another like land. She called it like she was like, "Oh yeah, you came back from the new world or whatever."
Oh,
And
right. Yeah.
like in an older chapter, I'm flipping through now. I can't remember. I think it was 21. Yeah, here we go. Sunraku's in like a store. He's looking at a magazine or whatever, and it's like gamer stuff in it or whatever. And he flips to a page and it's got the summer update, and it talks about the severe sea, which is where they just came from, the frontier fleet, and then the new land. So like this is stuff that was like hinted at over 100 chapters ago in a magazine. Like this place that she came from was a location that like has been out for a minute, so she's probably been there farming. He's like, oh, they're launching a big summer update, huh? This must be what Pentagon was talking about. So I'm wondering if we're gonna go to this place and it's kind of like a survival battle royale, free for all, DayZ type of zone where like you die and just respawn like on another continent or something, or like lose your gear or some shit. It's like just a PvP land. There's no PvE at all. It's just fucking like H1Z1 Fortnite type shit. You drop in and it's just battle.
Oh shit.
Maybe you can schedule like clan battles or something. People go there and they're like holding
Yeah.
off sections and they're holding tournaments there. I'm really the PvP is being brought up a lot,
Yeah.
and
I wonder how it'll like if there is some kind of like yeah, like I wonder how it'll work when like PvP is like specifically focused on inside of Shangri-La Frontier because it's such a big open world that like I guess I just assume that like all PvP happens like on open land, but like maybe there is like instanced arenas and like specific things where you like go like through a lot you you like go sign up for it on some kind of screen and then you get like a loading screen and then suddenly you're in like a coliseum like kind of like area, you know what I mean, and it's like instanced like that, you know what I mean, but
yeah,
it doesn't seem like it would be like that in a full dive like world like Shangri-La Frontier. It seems like they would just like walk to a location to do it and not it wouldn't be like instance where you go into like a pocket dimension inside of the game specifically for the PvP event and then you go back out into the regular world. I don't know if it would happen like that, but
yeah. I feel like a lot of people in this universe would want to see like Sunraku in action because it's like this dude's taken down. He's fought 3 fucking colossi. Most of us have never seen a single one. It's like I gotta see how he fights. I gotta see how he looks.
mm-hmm.
And like people be placing bets and shit. Like I got all my gold on fucking Sunraku. This dude's taking the shit out, and then the people that know like Kyogoku and shit. Like I can't wait to see how this is done and like if we're moving into a PvP type of arc because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had much focus on characters outside of the main like 6 or 7 crewmates or whoever. Like if Pensugan and Kazo aren't like involved, this whoever other 4 or 5 people that Sunraku brings along. But I want to see the other clans and what they got going on and how pissed they are or whatever. Like this motherfucker stole our kill.
Yeah, eventually there's going to be a lot of people that are just like, okay, these motherfuckers are just clearing everything that we come to the game for by themselves. Like, nah, y'all got to share. Like, we mad as hell at y'all. Let's start killing y'all. Type shit. We gotta see some like new character motivations come in, specifically tied to the fact that Wolfgang seems to be, hogging all of the in-game content that people come to the
Yeah.
game for. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely going to create some antagonistic situations down the line, probably soon, because this is now the third one where they've gotten like a, you can't ignore this in-game message from like the god of Shangri-La Frontier telling everyone like this nigga Sunraku done did it again. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, wait a minute, man. Nah, because why did I fucking give this game 150 hours of my life? Why did I pay, $220 for the master edition if you just gonna come in here and fucking clear everything that makes the game worth it? Fuck that shit. We beating your ass.
Yeah, I need it. And then like there's also like Pensugan mentions that she has plans. Like I don't remember any characters having specific motivations besides Sunraku going like, oh, I just want to tackle the game and be the best or whatever, beat all the monsters. But like the last time Pentagon mentioned that she had like a goal was just like the whole like Wazaimon thing. But here when she finds out that he beat another colossi, she's like, this better be the last of your surprises because I've got plans of my own I'm trying to carry out. And it's like, okay, what are those? I want to know
Right.
what your plans are because like we don't have really since it's a video game nobody's like Hokage and
Yeah.
there's no like world ending threat. So it's like what do people I get it with like Schwarzwolf. It's like, yeah, we want to beat Lycaon, but like if they beat Lycaon, like are they done with the game? Like what's their goal after that? But right now they have a goal and it's something that isn't easily like reachable. But like someone like Pentagon, like what does she want?
Yeah, because I remember her saying, "Yeah, like I'm only here. I'm only playing Shangri-La Frontier because of Setsuna and the Wazaimon plot line was really like my main motivation." But I think now, after she experienced like what kind of fight Wazaimon could give, especially with the party that she had when they defeated him, it kind of sparked a new interest in like exactly what Shangri-La Frontier had to offer and how far she could go with this group of individuals that are all like just as skilled as her and just as passionate about gaming as she's like, okay, well, so wait a minute, maybe I came here originally for this reason, but now that we got this done, now I have like other things that I want to do that I didn't think about before because this shit was a whole lot of fun, and like let's see what else Shangri-La Frontier has to offer now.
Yeah. And I guess with defeating Wazaimon, there was also the Wazaimon mentioned Bahamut or whatever. So like
Yeah,
maybe she
yeah.
wants to know what that's about. And then Katarnet says something about Bahamut too. So
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to find out what that's about. If it's a boss or some fucking secret eighth colossi type thing. Only once you defeat the other seven can this one be revealed type shit.
Right.
Yeah, but big chapter, man. Lots of I don't want to say lots of reveals, but like we got all the characters, a bunch of major players met up, and psh, yeah, I can't wait to see what Ray and Momo are gonna do, and like Kazo isn't present, like he's got a lot of people to meet,
Yeah, where's
and
Kazo at, man? I can't wait to see the boy again.
yeah, and then we just the crew is big, man. We got Sunraku, fucking Akane Akitsu, Pencilgon, Kazo, Morto, Rust, now Saiger, and fucking Kyogoku. Like the gang is huge, and everybody is fucking like heavy hitter. Like none of these people are just like gamers, and
Right.
like so this is what I just kind of so Sunraku, Kazo, Pencilgon, Morto, Rust, Akane Akitsu, Saiger, and Kyogoku. So that's 8 people. And then I don't know about most games, but like in World of Warcraft, like the standard like raid size was like 10. Like back in the day, it was like you did 10-man raids and you did 25-man raids.
Hmm.
And so like if 10-man is gonna be a thing, we definitely got Sylvie coming probably from the fucking fighting game
Dude,
arc.
I
She's probably
forgot
gonna
all
join.
about Sylvie.
Yeah. So she's got to join at some point. She's gonna be
Oh,
ridiculous because
dude.
that game, handled exactly like Shangri-La Frontier. So she's not
Yeah.
like gonna have to learn or anything. And then like there's probably gonna be another character that joins the crew. So I could see it being like a fucking guild of like at least 10, and then they start like really tackling these bosses the way they're supposed to be taken down, and not like 3-manning with Zaimon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
need Sylvie in the game. I wonder like what her motivations will be when she joins a game like Shangri-La Frontier, because she comes from like, esports where it's like always you versus another nigga. So she'll probably be on the PvP side of things. I bet you Kyogoku and Sylvie end up developing some kind of like really interesting rivalry. That would be fucking sick.
Yeah, that or like we found out that Shangri-La Frontier has like an arena like system, and they like become 2v2 champions or some shit. Like they just like beat everybody in the game in like an arena setting.
Dude,
She would be wild. I need it.
I need it.
There's so much in store for this story because like the fucking web novel has like 900 chapters, bro. So
Yeah.
and I don't
Man,
know.
every single time I think about that light novel, I almost want to pull it out. I think I've started the first chapter of the light novel like 5 times and gotten like halfway through it, and I'm like, what am I doing, man?
I know that like the light novel or web novels, they usually like the amount of like pages or whatever, it varies. So like I think I've not for Shangri-La Frontier, but I feel like I looked at like Overlord light novel one time, and it was like a chapter was like 3 paragraphs or something, and I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm just watch it or whatever. But like I wonder how this like the web novel is for Shangri-La Frontier. Like if it's just like a chapter might just be fucking 2 paragraphs one time, and then the next chapter might be like 2 pages or whatever. Like how much content is in these web novels, and how much are we adapting with each chapter? So it's
Right,
like, did this chapter adapt 2 chapters of the web novel, or did it adapt like 18 chapters? How fast are we like progressing?
right.
But I also don't want to spoil myself, which I feel like I might have accidentally spoiled myself a couple times, but
No,
I've forgotten what they were, so it's like it's okay.
Sato, what
Yeah,
are you
but
doing, man?
yeah, Shangri-La Frontier. It's I hate that it's like an adaptation of a thing.
Yeah,
Like normally it's like anime and manga. It's like okay, if you watch the anime, you just got to deal with like manga fans or whatever. It's like oh yeah, you just avoid the like manga readers. But now it's like you watch the anime, and like if you're somebody who's anime only, and you want to know like oh yeah, what's this Wazamon thing about? And then you go and look and there's a manga, and then like you go and look and then somebody's talking about the web novel. It's like there's so many layers of spoilers that you could get by accident. And I
right.
don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a good chapter. I think I'm squeezed out. What you got for this? Anything left?
I think I'm squeezy as well.
Okay. So we got big stuff. I think tomorrow we should be getting a new chapter, and it's
Hey,
gonna be a banger. So that'll do it for Shangri-La Frontier chapter 211, the Wolf Pack Transfer. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch, chapter 23, 23rd Hunt. Goku Raku, the Brutalizer, and it was very hard to not say Goku Raku guy,
I
the
almost
the
said it
series.
just now in my mind
Bro,
as you read it
yeah,
out
I did.
loud.
Like when I said now jumping into, like I paused because I was about to say Goku Raku guy because like the dude's name. I'm like, bro, how? Like, bro,
Yeah.
all you had to do was add the GAI to that shit.
Like,
It would
where's
have
the
been a
guy?
series.
Where's the guy
Yeah.
at, bro?
But banger chapter. Love always love the shit we get from Discaris here, where it's like the story so far that she's got her fucking art, Ice the Klutz, fucking Ichi going mommy. Or no, that's the world hater, like begging for his mommy.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
how she's even says like written by and it's got herself right there. She's so silly.
Yeah. So good though.
Yeah, and then even in this middle panel on the first page, I like I really appreciate when these manga kind of give you like when they do like the black characters and their like skin tones and stuff. So like
Yeah.
Discaris is like, you know, like when people draw like black people hands, they always do that. They never do the palms right a lot of times, but like you can see that the palm is lighter in
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
than
no,
like the rest of
absolutely.
her skin.
Mm-hmm.
So like big shout out to not Osamu Nishi, but Usazaki here
Usazaki, yeah.
for delivering on the Black Queen art. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I love like the kind of like colored pencil, graphite, uh, kind of effect on the coloring in of the skin
Yeah.
of this car. It's like she took a mechanical pencil or some shit and like colored herself in, and then like took her thumb and then like kind of like rubbed it to create like the proper consistency and like get rid of like the scratchiness of the pencil to like smooth it out like for the rest of the skin, like that kind of
Yeah.
effect or whatever. Yeah, I love that. I don't know.
That
I don't
and
know
like
what
the
that technique is called or whatever. I know that there's like an actual like art term for it, but when you take
yeah, it's like smudgy or something. That and
yeah
like oil
rubbing.
pastel or whatever
Hmm.
watercolors, like that
Oh
type shit
yeah,
always reminds me of like Pokemon. I always think of like
yeah.
Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow because like they
Hmm.
had that like watercolor kind of art, and I
I
love
guess
that
it
shit.
is more like a watercolor than it is like a smudged colored pencil or like graphite from a number two pencil kind of thing. Yeah,
Maybe, but
yeah,
it's dope.
yeah. Love it.
Yeah, but the brutalizer. So
Hmm.
we meet our new character, and they are beating the shit out of a spider here.
Yeah, no, this is fucking crazy, and it's like it's such an interesting area of the world building to explore. It's like what does happen when a male, you know, aspiring male witch does run into a magic that he can physically best but not acquire. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like this guy's just like balls to the wall, maniacal, like sociopath when it comes to these magics. It's like, okay, I know you're immortal because I can't, clear your trial or whatever, so I'm just gonna fucking pummel you to bits until you figure out a way with your crazy magic abilities to let me acquire you because like you're unkillable. So like I don't care about like pain, I don't care about your feelings, like you can continue to reconstitute yourself and I want what I want, so
yeah.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until you figure it out. And it's just like, damn, that's such an insane character to kind of introduce in a story like this.
Yeah, beating the shit out of them until they like it's on you to make this stop. Like all you
Yeah.
gotta do is let me acquire you, and then like the punishment will end, bro. But until then, just go keep beating your fucking brains in.
Yeah, and I loved like the clashing philosophy here with this Goku Raku character and Ichi because this guy's balls to the wall trying to find magics to fuck up just like Ichi is, but Ichi's like, bro, if you can't like get anything out of it, if you can't accomplish a specific goal, then like don't hunt it because like
Yeah,
you're literally just torturing this thing and that's not what hunting is about. You know what I'm saying? It's death for death. It's like you're trying to kill me, I'm trying to kill you. There's a goal in mind, and he might have a goal in mind, but he can't accomplish it. So you're just like mercilessly like beating the shit out of a sentient life force for no reason.
yeah,
I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like I might be gung ho, like where's the magic at too, but I'm not out to torture this thing. It's like if I couldn't get something out of it, I'm gonna leave it alone. So chill on that shit. That's just like a cool dynamic to explore here, I think.
yeah. And like it even tells him like my trial was to destroy my cage and cut off the horn. Like it would love to just be beaten and captured at this point, but it's like, bro, you can't do it. So please, like, stop. And
Yeah,
he's just like, yep, I'll rip your head off. Then fuck it.
yeah.
You're magical. Find some way to make it work. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then here comes Ichi, you know what I mean, showing like a little bit of growth here inside of this new world that he's been thrusted into. He's like, okay, that's the trial, bet, boom, 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 handles it, and then like aura, it's just all aura from Ichi, like immediately dispatches the magic to put it out of its misery, acquired in the jewel, and he's like, all right, look, nigga, you need to
Yeah.
chill the fuck out. I'm like, oh, okay, Ichi, hold on, you coming along now.
Yeah, yeah.
You really witching out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I do like how I was about to call him Sabro because he's this character is very giving
Oh,
off
he is
Sabro Sabnot, yeah,
Sabro, dude. Shit,
giving
I
off
didn't
that
even think
energy.
about
I'm
that.
I'm getting kind of Alice energy too because like
Hmm.
Ichi and Aruma have a lot of similarities. And another one is just that like when Aruma, Aruma's first day at school, like he took over the fucking entrance ceremony and he stole the show from Alice and he suplexes him and Alice becomes like his best bro now. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
so it
the
feels to say he
accidental
swoops in.
suplex. Yeah.
Yeah, he swoops in, take the credit, takes the kill, do the thing that the other guy wants to do, and now like they love him. It's like, holy
Hmm.
shit, you're so cool. Please, teach me how to be a witch too. And it's like, I think I said it last time. I was saying that I think this is going to be a guy. My thought was that like this is someone who heard about Ichi the Witch, like maybe news got to him, and he's like, oh shit, maybe guys can be witches now, and he went out trying to figure out how to do it, and like there would be this ongoing gag that like they would take down magics, and he would always like try to acquire them, but like he never could, and it's just like a
Yeah.
gag that never ends. Where it's
That
like,
would have that
man,
would have made a lot of sense too. Like if he had heard of Ichi before, and
yeah,
then that like kind of like sparked his motivation. Like whereas like before he heard about Ichi, he's like, well, there's no point in me trying because I'm a dude, I guess, man. I
yeah,
would love to be a witch, but it's not possible. So then he just like is some kind of like farmer or lumberjack in his little area of the world until he like learns about Ichi, and now all of a sudden he's inspired. But it also makes sense because like witches are such a big part of the world, and anybody would know about how that works even without knowledge of Ichi acquiring Uroro. So
right.
it makes sense either way for him to be like, nah, fuck that. I might be a dude, but I want to be a witch too. Like I'm just gonna go fucking run up on magics until I figure out how to be one, regardless of if he knows about Ichi or not. So it works either
Yeah.
way.
I wonder how far his like how deep his situation goes. Like if he had like a similar situation to like Folo from Gachi, where it was like he wanted to be a witch, and like people all his life told him like you can't be one, give it up, man. Like no matter what you do, you like they probably led with like it's impossible and like you'll get yourself killed. And he was like, well, fuck it, I'm
He's
gonna
like,
just get buff
oh
as fuck.
yeah,
Like
yeah, watch this.
yeah, not gonna let them kill me. Like I'm gonna just get strong and like I'll specifically target like magics that I know I can beat. Like I won't go up against like the Yeti magic, but yeah, I'll beat the fuck out of the spider and the frog magic. Because last chapter we saw him like beating up a frog,
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
he's beating up a spider. So it's like maybe he's just like targeting these ones because like I feel like I could beat him, and if I do, like even if it's a weak magic, it's still a dub.
yeah.
Like even if I get like the fucking larva magic, like it's still like they said guys can't do it. I did it. It's a dub for me.
Yeah,
So
I'll
I
show
wonder if
them.
yeah, if he's had some kind of like backstory like that, or if he just I feel like he ain't just like a cold blooded guy. Just the way he looked at Ichi, like with the sparkles and shit in his eyes, is like this. Unless he's just like he really wants to kill that bad or whatever. But I
Yeah.
feel like he's probably got like a good heart today. He
There's
just
definitely more to it. Like I bet his backstory is like something along the lines of like a magic came and fucked up his family and he couldn't do anything about it because he's like a dude and not a girl, or something like that. And he's like,
yeah
bro, I don't, like that magic fucking took my mom, and if I would have just been able to figure out its trial and acquire it, then maybe I would still have my family or something like that. But that didn't happen. So now he's like a super hardcore magic hater, and it's just like I don't know. Maybe that doesn't actually fit for what we've seen from the guy because he seems to be all about just like figuring out a way to acquire them, and not it doesn't feel as much like revenge as I'm kind of like making it sound, maybe.
It could be
But
something that led to that though. Like
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like in his time, pursuing, magics and wanting to get stronger, he just kind of like lost it. And like he
yeah,
still has the goal of like revenge for his family, but like he's gotten so consumed that he's now taking pleasure in this,
yeah.
you magics are all monsters or whatever. So like it doesn't matter as long as if I kill you and acquire you, I'll make you, I'll use you to kill more magics type
Or
shit.
I'll
So
use you to get the revenge that I'm looking for, type shit. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It kind of whenever I see like characters like this, it reminds me of I want to say my memory is kind of foggy, but I want to say it's Sanemi, the like wind Hashira from Demon Slayer, because I think in his backstory, his family got attacked by demons like at night or something, or maybe their mom got turned into a demon, and he didn't have a weapon. Like in Demon Slayer they needed like specific like types of swords or like blades or something. Their blades had to be made out of a certain type of material, and when you behead like the demon with that certain sword or whatever, it would kill them. But like if you just cut their head off with like an axe or something, it wouldn't. But he was he was so like angry that he was so angry and strong that he was like beating the shit out of like a demon and like killing them with like knives and cutting their heads off and stuff. And he was just like continuously torture them like all night until the sun came up. He was doing it for like hours until the
Oh
sun came up
shit.
and like finally killed it or whatever. So it reminds me of characters like this, where it's like he can't like win, but like you can't get away or like stop him or anything. It's just like you're just gonna continuously get the shit beat out of you until like some condition comes to finally remove you from your fucking suffering or whatever. So in this case, it was just Ichi. Like the spider got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but love this design, the spider, and it's got like a cage on his back with some kind of balls in it or something. I don't know what that
Know
is.
how much you love balls.
Huh?
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, crazy design. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Insane.
And I love how, like it's a spider, so it's got silk, and like spiders catch you in the silk, but like you also get caught in cages, so it just like works like conceptually. But on
Yeah.
like the fantasy side of things, it's just like a really good idea for a magic.
Yeah, it also just kind of like immediately makes me think of Pokemon again. Like we were talking about Pokemon before, and it's
Yeah.
like he's now catching like he's got his Aurora, which I don't know, maybe you could equate that to like your regional bird or something like your Pidgey, and
Mm-hmm.
then he got Hisame, which is a shark, so he's got like a fish Pokemon, and
Mm-hmm.
then he got the wolf, so he's got like a fucking maybe that's like his Zigzagoon or something or
Nah, because
whatever
there is a
Houndoom.
yeah, yeah. I was about to say there is like wolf ones, yeah,
Yeah.
Houndour and Houndoom
Uh,
and shit.
yeah, and now he's got like his Spinnerack or whatever. So he's like collecting his
Yeah.
Pokemon of different like elements
And
and shit. He's getting his type balancing.
They said that Pokemon was the inspiration for this manga. I think somebody said that
Oh
either
yeah,
Osamu Nishi or Usazaki or some maybe it was probably Osamu Nishi had like, outright confirmed in an interview that Pokemon was was the inspiration for this. And it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, are evolutions going to like come into play like later on in
ooh,
the story to where like after you've been traveling with a certain magic for so long, and you develop a certain bond with it and you've gone through like so many like fights or like so many like you use it so many times in conflicts or whatever that it kind of like levels up to a certain degree. You know what I mean? We saw Descaris pull out like certain magics against the God Hater magic. Like, is that the original form of the magic, like as she captured it, however long ago, or is that like an evolved state based on like how long they've been traveling together and how many times she's used it? That'd be an interesting concept to explore later on down the line. But then maybe that would be too much like Pokemon. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe there's like an Ichi the Witch like style where they can like freak it and like change some of the wording around to where it's not exactly like Pokemon, but like is similar enough to where you can like see the connection, but it's not like a carbon copy,
yeah,
conceptually or
yeah.
something like that. I can definitely see that manga be doing that a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to just see the inspiration. I don't feel like many things. I don't feel like I've read many things at all where like I can like see a Pokemon inspiration. It's like Pokemon's huge. Like I feel like I should have seen more. Like I mean, obviously you got like your Digimon and shit. And I don't know. I don't think Digimon was inspired. I think they came out at the same time or maybe one. I don't remember. But like like you see in a lot of other stories, like when a story comes out, people can't wait to tell you like, oh, they copied Bleach or something. It's like I've never seen like another manga come out and people were like, yeah, this is Pokemon. Like I haven't seen anything like that personally. Maybe there's some stuff, but I'm happy it's here because Ichi the Witch is fun and we all love it.
Yeah.
I guess looks like the we were talking about last week how far the contract goes with the blood witch contract thing where it's like make the person do things and like could she tell him to sit, would it force him to sit, so she tells him to do stuff and he's like I don't want to, so it looks like she can't like command him to do things against his will to a certain extent at least. Like she
Yeah.
says to say wolf and he says no, and I think she's like say wolf or whatever,
You
and she
don't wanna.
says yeah, down boy, and he keeps going anyway. So
Hmm. So
yeah,
it's
cute.
not like Inuyasha, like you said, or whatever.
Yeah, and
Sit boy.
yeah, she can't tell him sit, and he's slamming to the ground. But
Right.
I do like that him being the fucking mountain kid that he is with no family or any kind of like understanding of how the world works. He rushes into Kamugi's room and he's like, "Be family with me," and she takes that one way, but like you look at the
Yeah.
paper and it says "Master
Master
Thingy."
thingy.
It's like she's
Like that's
like,
not what it fucking says, man.
yeah, yeah. And she's like, I wonder what he meant. She's like poking the two index fingers together. So she's got some hots for the boy, probably.
Definitely. We shipping
But
them.
Yeah, but nah, good chapter. We don't have a report saying someone acquired the Origumo yet, right? No, why? Okay, yeah. So they found the den. Dude's here, and I don't understand what's going on here. Is he like he's like floating on the cage or something? Like how
Yeah, I
what
don't
is
know how
happening?
he's up there like that. I think he's maybe
That's,
got his legs wrapped around one of the cage
bruh,
bars, and he's like
that's insane.
he's holding on to, because he's like buff, bro. Like the nigga's brolic. Like the nigga clearly works out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess
Like,
strippers do be doing that.
and strippers be doing that, effortlessly. So like he got his legs wrapped around one of the poles, and then like he's got his arms like tying the bow of the silk around the cage and whatnot, stretching this nigga out. That's probably painful.
Yeah. I wanna yeah, man, this dude though, he's clearly strong and he's got like what seems to be magic items. And they said that guys can't use magic items. I think Axel like sent me a picture too. Like I don't know if it was like to prep for this episode or something, but he mentioned me in one of the chats and he dropped the picture and it was talking about ordinary men can't use magic items. But
So this nigga's not
this
ordinary for some reason.
yeah, this dude ain't ordinary. So he is probably in the exception where he can use magic items when normally people can't. So it's not that they
Oh, maybe that backstory that I like thought up earlier has like, some legitimacy. Maybe he was exposed to magic in some kind of way, like as a, when he was younger or sometime before, the current
yeah.
story or whatever, where because he was kind of like touched in a certain way by a magic, he like, got a little bit of the aptitude enough to use like magical items but not acquire magic for some reason.
Kind of like in Radiant, where like if you get hit by a nemesis, you become like a sorcerer if you don't die or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also
yeah,
like Nen baptism. You know what I'm saying? If
yeah,
someone with Nen rocks you in your shit and you don't die, suddenly your aura nodes open and you have Nen aptitude.
yeah. I can see it, but he's got this ring, so it kind of definitely makes me think of what you were saying before. Maybe he like lost a family member or something. Maybe he maybe he got taken in by a witch and she got like killed by a magic or something, but left some magic tools behind for him, and like this ring was one of them or something.
Yeah, maybe like one
'Cause-
of his family members, like his mom or his sister or something, like was a witch and like they got taken out by some kind of magic and he was helpless to assist, in that attack or something like that. And then like with like their last breath, they're like, "Here, take this ring. Because of our bond and how much I love you, you'll be able to have a little bit of magic by putting this on." Because it's not an
yeah,
ordinary, like it's not like just some random kid picked up the ring and put it on. It was like a witch that like blessed it and gave it to her son or something. So like now he's got a little bit of the aptitude because of that particular like specific circumstance.
yeah. Hopefully he explains some of this next chapter. Like
Yeah, I would
Ichi's
love
like,
that.
so yeah, Ichi's like, so why can you do so much damage to these witches or whatever? Like, what makes you think you could take them down? And he's like, well, my mom was a witch and she left these fucking tools behind, and I know people normally can't use them, but I'm different, bro. And like,
Yeah.
because he like kisses this ring, and it's like you. I feel like characters don't do stuff like that unless like that ring has like a lot of meaning behind it. Like that shit's a special. That's his jinky, yo. That's his
Yeah.
divine instrument, yeah.
That's a family heirloom of some kind.
Yeah, and then like synchro rate 10%. So it's like what the fuck,
Yeah,
10%.
that's a big line of dialogue right there.
Yeah, synchro rate. That's a new fucking term. That could be a thing that we see for more like it could be exclusive to him and his like ring, but it could be just like it could be opening up the power system and like more tools get introduced and there's synchro rates and shit, synchronization rates and percentages and shit. So like I'm all for it, but like this dude's in a fucking bingo book. Like Kamugi's looking at the book and she's like, tall, blue hair, armor of unknown types on wrists and ankles. It really is him. Like he's on their fucking dangerous persons list.
Yeah.
They know who this dude is, and he's apparently been doing this long enough to end up in their fucking like bingo book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am I'm very excited to see where he goes, what he's into. And yeah, man, he's talking dirty. Maybe if I smear your brains all over the wall another time or three, that'll help you change your
Yeah,
mind.
this
Like,
nigga's
bro,
a
it's
psychopath.
yeah. Yeah, he's different with this shit. And Ichi came through, man. I hope when Ichi does use the spider, like it thanks him, like thank you for fucking getting me out of there. That fucking psycho just wouldn't
Oh
stop.
yeah,
Like if
he's
it's
inside the
super thankful.
Pokeball right now. Like niggas, you'll never guess how crazy this motherfucker is out here, bro. Oh my god, thank this Ichi kid for fucking bringing me in here. I need to
Yeah.
tell y'all about this psychopath out here, bro.
That would actually be a very interesting like situation, because like Aurora doesn't like I want, like imagine all the magics inside like hate Ichi's guts or like don't like him. Like I feel like the
They fuck
wolf
with
one might not like
Uroro,
him.
but
Yeah.
yeah, they don't. We don't necessarily know if they like Ichi or not yet. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like the Hisame one might like Ichi, but like definitely like I feel like the percentage is mostly like, like 80%, 70 to 80% like don't like Ichi and just like or fucking with him because they capped, he completed our trial, but he's a filthy human. But like the spider one's gonna come in and be like, yo, no, that Ichi got kinda he's a good guy. Like he saved my life. He went,
yeah,
that made it like there's a different perspective now from like if Uroro might, call him, shit and be like, this fucking shitty human, and now we might have a magic that's like, no, bro, this human saved my life, I love him. Like the spider might be Team Ichi.
hey, love to see it.
Yeah, hopefully we see some of that soon, and wonder where the fuck he's taking him. He's
Mm.
like, make me into a male witch. He just grabs bro and jumps, runs off. So where the fuck are they going?
Ay ay ay. Can't wait to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, they definitely deliver it with this chapter, and I wonder if this is like the start of a volume.
Oh, maybe.
Probably is. Probably, yeah. So exciting stuff, but I think that's going to do it for me. You got anything else?
I think I'm good too.
All right. That'll do it for Ichi the Witch, chapter 23, 23rd Hunt, Goku Raku the Brutalizer.
Hey.
Now jumping into Astro Royale, chapter 42, Since Long Ago. And
Mm.
jump back into this flashback or whatever. We got bits and pieces of it last chapter for Chikaba and Tyra or whatever. And I mean, yeah, they eating food and shit, little rice ball,
Mm-hmm.
Klondike bar type thing.
Mm-hmm. I think this is what my problem kind of is with Astro Royale is like you can tell that there is a lot of history and like writing for the characters involved in what we're experiencing right now in this arc, like Shikaba and Tyra and Hibaru obviously all go way back and have this history with each other, and you can tell that the writing is there, we just don't have it yet. But in the meantime, the what we're getting on the page every week is this very awkwardly paced action and plot progression that kind of, you know we're kind of like missing out on, what we're looking for inside of the mystery of these characters and their history. And in its place, we're getting, this really weird moving tournament arc where like
Yeah.
we're not staying in one place too long, and we're kind of getting this like whiplash from like moment to moment. You know what I mean? And it's like, cool, if the writing is going to come eventually, it's like, why are you giving us this garbage in the meantime? You know what I mean? It's like, I would
Yeah.
kind of rather you just like slow down and like give us this stuff instead of, like what we're getting right now. Like, are we supposed to just like is Ken Wakui just kind of like banking on the idea that we know that there's like a bond and like character depth tied to these individuals because they're family members? Is that supposed to hold us over? You know what I mean? And we're just supposed to just know that, and that's supposed to be good enough, like, while you like keep the good writing, the good character writing from us for the sake of all of this weird ass action. I have no idea, but it feels funky, it's wonky, and like I kind of wish that, there was like a lot of this shit that happens in this chapter. Like, this chapter was cool, you know what I mean? But like, it would hit so much harder if we actually spent time with these characters and knew them beforehand. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But we don't. So it's like it's like they're dangling a carrot, like in front of us, going like, "Don't you want to know what's up with these guys?" Well, until you do, here's this fucking awful tournament arc, and it's like, why do that?
Yeah. It also just does the thing that I was complaining about, where it's like things are just happening like too fast. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're not spending enough time like either on the flashbacks or on the tournament fight or like on, fights at all in general, or like on, any characters that we care about. Like I don't give a fuck about these siblings, man. Like
Yeah.
I like the main character and Tarasu or whatever, but like this dude, I don't care.
And
And
the fights themselves are just like so boring. It's like there's no strategy, there's no like tactics. It's literally just withstand my attack until you attack me and it works.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, we guessed that Terasu was going to like, pull up on the hostage and take care of that so that it didn't, it's like they're trying to create this like, holy shit, there's no way out of this kind of moment where he's like, either you die or the girl dies. So it's like, oh my god, how are we gonna get out of this one? And it's like, well, maybe Terasu goes and attacks them and gets the girl separated, so that that's not a problem anymore, and that's just immediately what happens. And it's like, okay,
Yeah,
so
and
so the most obvious thing happens, so now all the stakes are gone. You
yeah,
know,
I
and
think Weeb said that would happen too. Like he was
yeah,
saying that was one of the things. So yeah, he called that. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean that was cool. But like, it's still just I don't know.
It was
I
cool.
can't.
The way he teleported behind him, he's got the sword, he fucking knocks the dude. Like there are some things where I'm like, oh, okay, you know, and then the little brother, or the brother gets the little girl and was like, I have to be like Hibaru, and like stands up and like, you know, stand on my shit for the sake of my sister and whatnot. And then the big gimp swole Bane looking nigga rocks him in his fucking forehead. And I was like, oh, that's a grown ass muscular bodybuilder on the juice man. Just
Yeah,
rocked this 11-year-old in his face bone, dude. That's gotta fucking hurt. And then he follows up again with a gut shot later on in the chapter, and he's coughing up blood. I was like, yo, that's insane, actually. So like,
yeah,
those
and
were
this
moments where I was like, okay.
this grown ass man has veins like bulging out of his arms and shit. Like these are heavy blows.
Yeah. Like,
He's
how is this
punching the
kid
shit
still
out of dude.
conscious after the
Yeah, he should
first
be.
hit? You got rocked in the nose, dude.
Yeah, he's got a concussion. His brain was fucking rattling in that motherfucker.
Yeah, there's just no way that this kid should even still be breathing, probably, but definitely shouldn't be conscious after not one, but two of these direct hit. Like, these crit. He has no armor.
Crit is crazy.
Yeah, like he didn't block any of these. Like, he took
Yeah.
direct hits. Like, and the nigga stepped into these and followed through.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, you don't have superpowers. You're 11 years old. This nigga's probably 36 and has been working out his entire life. And he's
Yeah.
on gear. Like, the nigga is taking shots in his ass of steroids every day.
Yeah. And his fucking mommy is telling him to like beat up the little kids. So it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing it for the buns. Like,
yeah, it's like
you
he's
should
he's
be
doing this in
dead.
hopes that like he's gonna get spit on and kicked in his asshole. Like he's like, hell yeah, I gotta do this or Bobby won't whip me. Like, bro,
Yeah.
he is throwing his all into these punches. Yo, dude is still alive. Like this kid's
Yeah.
like 8, bro.
Yeah. So we had
Like, what is
a
it?
question about Terasu's like sword application of his shield powers. We were like, is it blunt? Is it sharp? It looks like it is kind of sharp because he's slicing through these vines.
Yeah, I thought about that too. So he can cut things. It ain't just blunt, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't help but like feel like now, looking at how these fights go, and like you're saying, like the fights, all of Hibaru's fights are just wail on me until I hit you with my big fist. And it's like I can't help but feel like when manga do this, they kind of dig a hole for themselves very early on. Like it felt the same with like Maruo from that one
Ayashimon.
Yakuza. Yeah, and it was like his power was punch hard. And it's like, okay, but like get creative. Like what else you got besides punch hard? Like all Hibaru does is punch hard. He's not like
Yeah.
ripping up parts of the stage and throwing it or
Yeah.
anything. He's not like firing off projectile fist
Right.
punches.
The
He's not
abilities
spirit
themselves
gunning.
are creative. Like, this is a cool,
Yeah.
like, this dude's whip katana is tight. You know what I'm saying? The dude's like black fire, impact spells like are tight. You know what I mean? But like the application of them is just, I take your attack, then you take my attack, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that this is the kind of action that, like, I don't want to say that I hate in battle shonen, but it's just like I've like at this point in my experience with the genre, it's like I've seen so much better applications of creative abilities at this point in my tenure or whatever. That I'm like, I see something like this and I'm just like, yawn, this isn't good enough anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is very like 2002 ass superpower application in these stories. You know what I mean? It's like, we're in 2025 now, baby. Like, we got Hunter Hunters and Jujutsu Kaisens and the Bugle Calls. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
even Shangri-La Frontier. It's a fucking video game, and they're fucking way more creative and tactical, and there's just a lot more like layered strategy and depth in these conflicts with these cool abilities that we have surrounding Gachi Akuda. You know what I'm saying? Is even and that is like, you know, a softer power system. That's a lot on that power system is a lot more on the softer side of things. And those conflicts be creative as shit despite the softness of the power system. And like this is just
Yeah.
like, you know, I feel like I'm reading. I don't even want to say the name. You know where I'm going with it though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they could definitely do more and mix it up. Like have
Yeah.
him like feint and pretend to throw a punch with his left arm or something, and they're like, "Oh shit, he could do it with both arms," and it's like, "No, bitch, I can only do it with the right," and he lands like a dirty like sucker punch or something. But nothing.
Yeah.
It's always this straightforward, good main character, fucking honest main character gonna punch you with my right fucking jab every time. It's always the same attack. You know what to expect. I'm gonna hit you with it because it's
Hmm.
big and fast and strong. But like, bro, do something else, dog. Like, giving this nigga any other power probably would have been better. Like, having big fists would have just been a better like first antagonist or something, and
Yeah.
give him like an actual interesting power, something that can be like evolved on or like. Fucking Tyra. We've seen Tyra do fucking shield and sword now, and bro is still just punching and blocking.
Right.
It's like, got to do something, bro. That hole is I don't know, man. I feel like maybe he knows, like maybe this story ain't got much longer left in the tank, and it's just he knows. But
I'm at a point
I
now
can't.
where I'm like, dude, I hope not. Like, I don't want to wish for any series to get axed because I want, you know, mangaka to be successful because they put their blood,
Yeah,
sweat, and tears into these things, and they have these insane schedules where they kill themselves to make these stories and whatnot. But for the sake of our show, it's like no, because we could literally just drop it and review something at any point in time. But it's like you were saying, it's like I don't want it to suddenly get good after we stop reviewing it. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we dropped it too early. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like, if it's gonna get axed, like just axe it and put it out of its misery, so we can go get back to some kind of like character focused, you know, non-battle shonen, you know, like delinquent drama or something like that. Like stick to your roots, bro. Like try Tokyo Revengers again, but like keep it good the whole time or something. Like this is
yeah,
clearly not your bag, homie.
yeah. Somebody said he went to jump like to sink the ship so that people would fuck with Kodansha more or some shit. I don't know,
Well,
but like
too
I don't know
bad because
this.
Ichi the Witch and Kagurabachi ain't gonna let that happen. So
Yeah, no, we straight. But yeah, this chapter. I mean, it's got some cool elements, but it's also just got a lot of stuff that I normally hate. Like at the end, dude, the guy that he beat with the brother with the flame snap power, like bro is already here to save the day. Like, yes, it's something that I wanted to see eventually, but
yeah.
like an arc or two down the line, not in the
Yeah.
same arc,
It's like
not three
I owed
chapters
you one,
later.
remember? And it's like, nigga,
Yeah,
I forgot this motherfucker even existed, and his design is so similar to Tyra. Or
bro. Yeah,
not Tyra. His design is so similar to the nigga with the tree vine powers. Like they have the same kind of like chin neck tattoo situation. I thought it was
yeah,
him at first. I
yeah,
was like, hold
yeah,
on, weren't you just? I had to go back, like I had to flip back, look at the nigga Matsunosuke
yeah.
Nekosogi. And I had to look at that name and keep it in mind, and then go back to this nigga. And he was like, Hachiku? And I was like, no, that's not your name. Your name is Neko. So, oh, wait, this is a different character. I was like, you look just like this motherfucker, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, same face syndrome is always gonna be bad. That shit always hurts.
It's
But
not
just
even
like,
just same face. It's like same like overall aesthetic too. Like the same
yeah,
chin neck tattoo, the same like black and white design in the long hair. I was like, nigga, come
yeah,
on.
yeah. No, it's not good. And just having him like show up to save like Hibaru like this soon, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we
isn't
knew it
this
was
his
gonna
next
happen.
fight? Isn't this Hibaru's next fight
No,
after that
this
guy?
is no. That guy is the dude that Hibaru beat already. That
No, I
had the
know, but
brother.
I mean, like when he beat that guy, that was his first fight of the tournament, and then this is
Yeah,
Hibaru's second fight of the tournament, right?
yeah, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
So he's paying him back in the next fight. Like, remember I owed you one, bro. Like, you shouldn't even be here, dog. Like,
Yeah,
go somewhere. Take your brother. Like,
yeah, and go get some more writing before you come back and do this.
yeah, because
Don't
now
just be
they're
whooped and say thank you, bro. I fuck with you
yeah.
now, and then immediately comes like I get it, like you're all there, it's all happening, like you know, like if this was the real world, then like something like this could like make more sense. But this is a fucking story, bro. Like you
Yeah.
don't come back this soon because it like takes it like you want to build something like this up. You want to have this nigga like reflect on like what happened for a while and go like, holy shit, I was fighting for these reasons, and this guy that like had no reason to to help me did in this way. And it's like, how does that conflict with like my motivations before that happened and like how I view the world now? Like you have to give him like more writing like before spinning the block with him in this way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's just it ain't cooking, man. Like him
It's
showing
not.
up and then the flashback being out of place, and then like the Terasu saving the daughter, the little sister, that was cool, but just nothing about this like screams like to me, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired,
I'm
man.
getting tired as well. And I'm getting tired of being so negative about it on the show every week too. It's like a lot of the same criticisms like over and over again too. It just keeps doing a lot of the same things wrong. In for me as a manga fan, like it's just like,
Yeah,
I come to these battle shonen for, very specific things that I love to see a mangaka do well. And I have like, a few things that I hate to see a mangaka do. You know what I mean? And this nigga just consistently week to week is doing things that I do not come to this genre for.
yeah.
And it's like
It's very cookie cutter
I'm
shonen.
just so tired of seeing it and talking
Yeah,
about it and saying it. I feel like a broken record, and it's like not. It's making me feel weird, man. Like I want to be
yeah, yeah,
positive, And if I'm going to be negative, I want there to be like a more diverse like range of criticisms for me to kind of like bring up. But it's literally just like more of the same things all the time, and it's
yeah.
just like ugh.
Yeah, yeah, and Hibaru, like he just the same. Like the chapter ends with like, yeah, it's cool. You get the fire dude, Black Impact, but then Hibaru's big fist, big punch, fucking
Yeah,
barehanded Magnum blast, and he punches dude. He's like twirling in the air till he rocket blasted off again. It's like, okay, bro, like he did all that whipping and slapping with his sword and shit. And then you just fucking one shot of
just
he's
to get
fucking
one
twirling.
shot. Yeah,
It's like I don't feel anything for any of these fights, bro. Like the fights, none of the fights have been interesting. Like none of the things that happen like within the fights have been interesting, and like this fight is only like slightly interesting because of the things that happen outside of the ring, and it's like the
right.
fight itself is just another shitter. Like
But
he just
it would be,
he
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying he blocks until he wins, man.
Right. It would just be so cool if, like, alongside of the, good guy, shonen MC, tenacity, and dialogue, that there was also, some fucking, like, ingenuity and strategic depth to go along with it inside of these fights. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like Ken Wakui just has Hibaru rely on the fact that he's good guy Jones and has a strong punch, and that's going to be how the conflicts are resolved, every single fucking time. And it's like, man, I want to see like, like some shit that Gon would do or something like that in these fights, like while he's on his way to the victory. And then you can slap the fucking crazy MC, I'm tight dialogue and big
Yeah,
punch like at the end of it. But in the meantime, like, give him some like more creative shit to do about these attacks that he can't deal with right away yet, instead of just standing there and taking them over and over again until his attack lands. Like, god damn it. Like, just that alone would make me enjoy these chapters a lot more if there was just like a couple of pages dedicated to like, okay, you know, I'm taking these that sword's range is crazy, and its versatility is wild because it can turn into a whip, but it also has really sharp slashing effects, and then just one fucking, moment or scene dedicated to him doing some creative workaround for it,
yeah,
and then that's all you would need to inject into this conflict in order for me to go like, oh, okay, I'm kind of rocking with this. But instead
yeah.
there's just nothing there.
Even if he would have caught the sword like with his like magnum hand and just headbutt, dude, I would have been like, oh fuck yeah,
Yeah,
headbutt,
yeah.
bro, like
Grab
something
it with your
different.
hand and pull him in and headbutt him would have been so
Yeah,
raw. But instead, it's just like catch it with the armpit
yeah. There's no
and
drop kicks. He
and
doesn't use the other arm.
yeah,
Nothing.
and then like say some awesome MC dialogue with the sword in your armpit. Like if I'm that nigga, I'd be like, man, give me my shit back. I would have sliced his ribs over. I would have flicked my wrist, turned the blade into his fucking ribs, and slid that shit back out. Are you kidding me? He didn't even
Yeah,
try to do
easy.
that shit.
Yeah, and then like you said, just the good guy dialogue, man. The checklist. Ken
Yeah.
Wakui, he's gotta make sure that every week we got that like you and me, everybody, we're all weak, but that's why we help each other out. He's got the fucking twinkle in his eyes, like he's gotta do that, man. But like I
Yeah.
don't feel it.
Yeah.
I don't. It ain't evoking any kind of emotion, no feeling from me, bro.
Right. Too
But
bad.
yeah, too bad. Hopefully, I don't feel like going back to look at the tournament like bracket or whatever to see who's the next fight. But
I'm not
hopefully,
excited
it's
for anything else anymore. Like,
yeah,
there's no more like, well, maybe if he,
yeah.
there's potential here. Well, if he just like, no, all of that shit is fucking gone for me. Like, I would be very surprised if this shit does like anything that gets me excited for it again.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna keep reading it, but it's gonna take a bit for me to care because I do not
Yeah,
care.
like Astro Royale has to do a lot of things right back to back to back in order for me to be excited about new chapters again at this point.
Yeah,
At this point,
I will say the volume cover came out, volume 4. Did you see it?
it looks really good.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looks
really
really
cool looking
good.
volume cover. I
Hmm.
do like that, and it looks like the fucking daybreak ore have different designs on them, so that's kind of cool. There's like 3 of them on the cover. The one on the right looks really cool. Looks different from the one that cop dude ate or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, volume cover's cool. I guess he can cook there. But yeah, man, I'm just here so I don't get fined at this point. Hopefully, if anybody's watching for specifically for the Astro Royale segment, so you gotta if you're here just for Astro Royale, somebody just
I'm sorry.
go. I'm sorry, but
Go find
also
a different content creator that's talking about this shit, bro, because you don't want to be
yeah,
here.
that or like read some of the other stuff we cover because those are much more fun, exciting conversations.
Yeah,
But
more
yeah, man,
positive too.
yeah, I'm looking at oh wow, never mind. I
What?
was about to say I'm looking at the comment sections on Weeb Central, but the first comment is a racist comment. And I think I said that last time, so I'm not gonna read that. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. What about you?
I'm super good.
Okay. That does it for Buttstroke Royale, Chapter 42, since long ago. Now jumping into the last segments of the night, Kagurabachi, Chapter 69, The Guy with the Scar. And banger, but I'll let you start.
Oh, sure. I love this chapter, man. Let's see, where do I start? I wasn't expecting to start. Dude, I was like so like I like let out an audible gasp when I turned the fucking page and Kaguri was coming out of the fucking elevator. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do about that? Like, I was like, that's way too big of an opponent for this situation right now, you know what I mean? And it just seemed like so tense suddenly. Like, you could really
Yeah.
feel the stakes in that moment. I was like, holy shit, Kaguri is a very serious problem for these guys. um I really loved the chapter though. Like, everything that happened like was really good, and it had like this very like epic like cinematic vibe to it, with the way that
Right.
the chapter title comes in later in the chapter, which is, I love whenever manga do that. And a lot of the narration delivery is like very like epically like placed, you know what I mean? Like, one moment that I really loved, and this isn't really a moment of narration, this is kind of like internal monologue, but like I just got to I just thumbed through the chapter and like found the page, so I'm going to go here and then I'll spin back around to the narration
Yeah.
comment that I was going to make. But it was like the homeboy in the class, where you know, it's talking about like why he's so connected to Iori and why he cares so much for her enough to come to the Bloodshed Hotel and put himself in this ridiculous situation, despite being like some fucking teenage jobber kid that should not be here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But he's like, fine, say what you will, I don't care, I choose solitude, like, while everyone's like roasting him or whatever. And then and then Iori's like, yo, what up, I fuck with you, be friends with me or whatever. And he's like, huh, that's kind of crazy, I wasn't expecting that, I abandoned solitude. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And like, all of a sudden I care about this kid, especially because he seems to be, you know, inspired by Chihiro enough to like paint the same scar,
Yeah.
you know, on his face that Chihiro has, you know, to show is like, this is who I look up to now. And it's like, it kind of like warmed my heart a little bit, because Chihiro was having like, you know, issues internally with how Hirohiko made him look when he attacked the stage play. And Hirohiko was like, look at you right now, man. You say you're fighting for a good cause, but you look crazy right now, doctor. Like, yeah, like you out here killing people on live television. Everybody looking at you. You look like the villain right now, my nigga.
To be on the news, brother.
Yeah, like, you're going on the news, dog. Like how do you feel now? And your hero's like, fuck, man, I do look crazy as hell, but I gotta do this shit. But you could tell that it affected him in like a damn, I'm kind of sad about how I'm coming off to normal folk. You know what I mean? So for Chihiro to see this kid pull up, you know, emboldened and inspired by, you know, what Chihiro kind of did for him in that scene at the school, enough to like put the scar on him. You know, Chihiro doesn't show too much emotion because he's locked in and he's got a crazy enemy in front of him right now. But you could tell that he was like, dude, that's fucking like that's awesome, man. Like I fuck with you. Here, take the key. You know, like take the key and send it up there. I'll give you something to do since you showed, you know, so much tenacity and resolve to make it here in the first place. Like what is his dialogue? He's like, here's my response to your pledge. It's the key to bringing Iori back. Go handle that for me, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah,
he got to respect the balls, yo. And it's like, you also, you know, you came at the perfect time. I can't go up there to help, and they need this key, and I'm stuck down here with this lunatic. So like, you're the perfect man for the job.
He's like, go handle that, twin. I fuck with you. Yeah, and it's like, damn, bro, that was so well done. Because I was like, bro, what the fuck is this floozy doing here?
Yeah, big respect for his character.
Yeah, I was like, this little kid better take his ass home before he get fucking. What's the handlebar mustache nigga's name that Hirokiko chopped his head off or whatever? Like, you about to get done like that. Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Yeah, we don't even remember that nigga's name. It was like Sengoku or some shit. I think it was Sengoku. But yeah, you about to
no clue.
you about to get done up like that, nigga. Like, you should not even be here right now. But then, like, by the end of the chapter, I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually so glad that you're here, because you actually gave us an amazing story of this chapter. And I love when mangaka can do that, is to just like take a random character and suddenly just like make you care so much about them in such a small window of time by connecting them to, you know, significant events that you didn't think would have a satisfying dot connection like that, you know.
And I remember the chapter where they showed us like the classroom scene where he had like, I guess he drew like on his face, so like, this, it's proof of my mission. That was like something he really said like in the class, and we saw that. And I remember like when that chapter came, I remember like laughing like, oh, you know, who is this guy? He's, you know, fucking cosplaying as Chihiro. He's like looking up to, but he really
nerd.
But he really went through with it, yo. He really like meant that shit. Like, he wasn't like just he draw his face for fun. Like he really was locked in from day one.
Yeah, and
once
once
Iori was nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And he reminds me a lot of Kenta from Dandadan, but like,
oh shit, but with like no sauce.
Yeah, no sauce, and like he ain't come with dick jokes. So I feel like people are gonna fuck with him more. Like, even though Kenta comes through a lot, like this dude, he came through here. Not going.
He got a little bit of sauce by the end of the chapter. I'm not gonna lie. Like the nigga's like I don't know how he fucking fit his balls through these fucking hallways to get to Chihiro in the first place. I'm like, how'd you get your balls through that door, kid? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Grande cajones he came in here with.
For real, like, holy shit. Like, can you imagine, like, at 15, like, these aren't Dandadan 15-year-olds. Like, these are Kagurabachi. Like, you could die at any moment 15-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and you're following gangsters. Like, it's a random alleyways into a fucking hotel that you've never been to. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Bloodshed Hotel. People are dying here. They probably has a sign outside that says like Bloodshed Hotel. So he just walks in like, yeah, it's cool. I gotta save, you know, Iori or whatever, the dude with the scars in here. Like, bro, this is danger.
Yeah.
None of this is safe. But yeah, he's got big balls, and Chihiro respects it, man. He looked out. So this is a crazy chapter, and like even Kaguri showing up. Like I like that scene where he pops up on the elevator, and it looks like he looks asleep. Like it looks like he's got his eyes closed. He's looking down. He's just like thinking to himself when the elevator opens up.
Niggas on the other side of this door.
Yeah, and then fucking Ro immediately like attacks him. It's like, oh shit, swordsman nigga.
He's like, hold on, that's the mother.
Yeah. So I wonder if he's because I don't think they show him at all for the rest of the chapter, Kaguri. So I wonder like if we're gonna get more from him next week, where it's showing like, oh yeah, you're tight too. Like, I like this. Yo, let's fight some more. Like, fuck that other shit. Like, I'll fight you until Chihiro gets here.
Yeah, I'm worried for Ro, man. I really do not think Ro wants it with Kaguri 1v1, dog.
Yeah, maybe not. And I think Kaguri has a sword. Like, he has an enchanted blade, but he currently isn't using it. If he whips out enchanted blade right here,
then Samura is about to fucking flash in and slice that nigga's dick off. Yeah, and can't nobody use enchanted blades right now while those owl eyes are watching. And I love how Hokazono like remembers to remind us that those eyes are always watching. We got a panel on what is this page? Page 4, where it's like, remember, this omnipresent owl vision is up here.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
you
because they
don't
could have
take them
easily
bitches out. Yeah.
he could have just easily shown just the sky, but nah, the motherfuckers are watching.
Yeah.
Whip that sword out and motherfucker is coming to rip your dick off. It's crazy. But yeah,
Oh
nah, this is
shit.
a good chapter. And the fucking the henchmen, they're just like zombies. Like, get our Samura's daughter. They spit, they drool at this shit. They look like their fucking necks are broken. And they're like zombies, yo. They're like freakazoids
Yeah.
just running for the girl. Just this is a crazy scene. And
Yeah, the narration leading up to the end too is just like so epic. Like right now, Iori is uncertain who she should be. If someone can take her by the hand, and then she's like, I don't know what, I don't belong anywhere.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know who to be. Like an ordinary person scream led her to the answer. The desire to protect that ordinary life, and bizarrely enough, that feeling caused her to awaken as Seichi Samura's daughter, and then she fucking stanced up, eyes closed, blocked
crazy.
the shits. And it's
Yeah,
like I remember
crazy.
getting to this page and being like, oh, I didn't know she could. And then I immediately was like, oh, anime Twitter's gonna hate this probably. And I haven't really been like online like that the last few days. I've been working on like Instagram content because I'm on like my gym content wave right now.
Yeah.
But were people saying shit about this? Like I can definitely see people being like, oh, okay, now she's a sword fighter? What the fuck? Like I could
Yeah.
definitely see that.
I personally did not really enjoy this. Like, it's cool. It's,
Oh, okay.
raw swagness, but I'm not a super fan of it. Just cause like so there was some foreshadowing to it. Somebody pointed out in chapter like 58 or
Oh, was
something.
there?
There's that moment where like they're talking about the like EI swordsman style, and like there's like these tablets or whatever like hanging up on the wall, and you got Uraha's name. It says like EI white purity, and then under it it's got like four name tags, and one of them is some Uraha, and then the next one is Samura, and then the next two were like kind of smudged out, and it was like one of them was probably Iori or whatever. So
Oh,
it
that
seems
makes it
like
feel even better then, because I just kind of assumed, like, after I like thought about how much anime Twitter would hate this shit, I started immediately trying to think of like a justification or a
mm,
possibility for like what writing could be introduced to explain this. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, so how long ago were her memories sealed, and how old was she at the time of the sealing? Because like if like one, it makes sense for Samura to train his only child
yeah,
on swordsmanship, and if it only happened a couple of years ago, where she's still like around like preteen-ish age, she could have got a lot of training in before her memories were sealed, and obviously her sword training memories were also sealed for the sake of her just having a normal like regular like high school girl life. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like that totally works fine as like retroactive flashback storytelling in the coming chapters by itself. But if there's foreshadowing there in previous chapters, you said chapter 58, that makes it feel
Yeah, it's
that
like
much better.
58, I think.
I would have been totally fine with a retroactive flashback explaining like, yeah, Samura trained her in swordsmanship because that's his whole thing anyway. It's his daughter, it's his only child. Like if if a character whose whole life has been swordsmanship decides to train their seed in the art of the sword, whether it's a girl or a boy, that makes sense no matter what, regardless of the circumstances. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we've seen that in so many stories like already. You add the fact that her memories were sealed on top of that, and especially if they want to keep her outside of this lifestyle, of course the memories of her swordsmanship training would be taken from her as well. You know what I mean? That's all the writing that you need to introduce to make this feel okay.
It definitely works. It just for
Yeah,
me, it was just like I always have a thing about like things feeling convenient and shit,
sure,
and it's just like
sure.
I was already wondering like how they were gonna get out of this situation, and so like the chapter opens up with this kid, and I was like, okay, so dude, he was introduced to like somehow do something like he's gonna trip up a bad guy and they're gonna fall off a building and save the day or something, or
Yeah.
something's gonna happen with him, but then she ends up saving him, which was cooler. But then I was just like, huh, like
Right.
her, and I
Now,
was
if
like,
they have Iori beat Kaguri or something,
yeah,
like then we're gonna have a fucking serious problem with this Hokuzono feller. But like all she's doing is
yeah.
blocking some shit and playing defense. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying? So
think I
this is
think she will
fine for
definitely have
now.
skills though. I think
Yeah,
she's definitely gonna have skills. She probably like even if she wasn't specifically like trained by Samura. She probably
Yeah,
watched him,
exactly.
um, and like because he can't see, so
Yeah,
there is very possible that like he told her like I won't train you, but like he can't tell that she's looking out the window at him cut trees down and shit. So he,
right.
she probably was in the living room, practicing with a bamboo sword or whatever while he was outside and just watching him and mocking, copying his moves or whatever. So I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like she knows, she
They're
she was probably trained,
they're
but
probably just gonna have her play defense and kite these jobbers and get bro to safety before like other like more skilled niggas pull up and like actually handle the serious business. Like she's not just gonna start dancing on these niggas, bro. Like I'm
yeah.
sorry, like she's not like she's gonna be just competent enough to get her and little bro out of this situation, and then more skilled fighters will come in and do all of the better shit. I promise you, it's not
But
gonna
I
be.
do
Yeah,
I do wonder though now because like it seemed like she was about to like let her memories be locked away again, but now like she's probably gonna keep them, and like I can't see her becoming like gang
right, right, right.
like I guess it's possible, but I don't really see her joining Chihiro and Hakuri. I mean, it kind of is enough time, like because like when you have a shonen, it's like some stories you have just the main character show, and then some stories you have like okay, the main character, he gathers up his goons, he gets his one guy, and then chapters go by and he gets another guy. So she could be the other guy, like she could be the third member of the three-man squad if they go with some shit like that. But I mean,
Sure.
Chihiro's got more people with him, but if she's like straight talented and like a beast, it's very possible that she becomes like a part of Chihiro's squad. But I don't know. I gotta see like how Hokuzono like
Yeah,
carry
handles it.
follows through with the next like chapter or
I
two,
think
because
he
like right
obviously
now,
has a plan and he knows what this kind of situation would probably look like. As much as epic as it is and as well as it's dressed up, at the end of the day, this is something that can very easily be complained about. And I think that
yeah,
Hokuzono like is very like self-aware of that situation. He knows what kind of cliffhanger this is. And I
yeah,
think that he's shown enough now to where we can be confident that he has, a well thought out, like thorough plan for how to handle this kind of thing. And if I'm wrong, then that'll be like I guess it'll be the first time that I have an issue with something in Kagurabachi. But like until then, like Hokuzono has very much already achieved 69 chapters in the kind of Jesus take the wheel kind of like, like you've got it, show me what you're gonna do, and I trust you kind of like
yeah.
situation here from me. So
I'm gonna let it cook, but it's definitely
yeah,
easy. It's easy to be like one of those things where it's like every series every now and then, like eventually something's gonna happen that you're not gonna like in a series. So it's like
sure.
there was a lot of people, for a lot of people, Ichi the Witch, it was the prophecy,
Yeah,
and for some people, something always happens. Like maybe
right.
it's 100 binding vows, Sukuna, or
Uh
fucking
it was
just
like it was
something
like two.
yeah, but every now and then something will happen. It's like, I don't
Yeah,
really like that, and
yeah,
it'll like change the way people look at the series. And
right.
I don't want this to be that thing. But I feel like like you said, he's been consistent, and I think he definitely knows what this looks like, the message this is sending. And cliffhangers are, I mean, they're meant to make you fucking wonder and go like, what the fuck?
Right.
Either like, oh my god, that was cool, or like, what is he
It's
cooking?
just so easy to just like have like a reactionary Twitch response to something like
Yeah,
this, and it's just like I feel like we are at the point now where, like you said, you're gonna let him cook, and obviously I said what I'm going to say, but like we should be experienced enough with this battle shonen shit to like know that there's something else going on here than just like Samura's daughter woke up and she's tight as fuck now and she's about to steal the show and win the arc. Like that's definitely not what it's going to be. So
yeah. Yeah, but now that I'm like thinking about it a little more, like I really just don't know what I want. Like I don't know if I
yeah,
want her to like seal her memories away and become a schoolgirl again, or like if I want her to like like they handle this situation. Everyone, all the good guys. Maybe she defends dude, and like something happens, and somehow like they're able to maybe she's like fuck it, fuck the seal, let's get out of here, and like her
yeah.
and the Musami or whatever, they just bounce and they grab Chihiro and they're like, yeah, we out of here, and she's a swordsman now, and he's like, huh, and they get the fuck out of there, and the scene is they scramble or whatever, but
Yeah,
like
well, both can happen, right? She can definitely like, use her reawaken capabilities here to kind of like, not die or whatever and like get to a point to where they can safely like apply the seal and then she can go back to normal for a little bit. And there's still a lot more story left and there's obviously a lot more writing to be had between her and Samura himself. and then maybe like once the Samura plot line is concluded and they like defeat him or something, then like her seal can be unbroken again, and then she can, you know, actually be a fighter later on in the story. They definitely don't have to commit to one thing forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she can definitely be sealed up again for now, and then unsealed later, you know, to be brought back for a later arc as a fighter. So
Yeah, I think I'd be down for like, cause now I'm envisioning like my dad, he's you know, he's taking this path that like he can't come back from. I got to be the one to like bring him back type shit. Like
type shit.
she's like, you know, he he was my hero, but like I know that he's done evil deeds and he doesn't see himself as a hero and he's going down like a dark path. So I'm gonna be the one to take him out. Like I can see it.
Yeah, and then she's going to get his enchanted blade when he dies.
Cold. Yeah,
Ooh.
I kind of need it now. I kind of need Iori to be a member because I mean it's like yeah, like like if not then it's like okay, we got to go through, you know, another like 20-30 chapter arc. If Chihiro is to get more teammates and it's not her, like the next person that joins the crew, like we got to spend, you know, another 20 chapters introducing them and getting to know them. This is like the perfect time to add like this is the perfect way to add another character to the like the main cast
Right,
crew. Like,
right.
so if it happens, hey, I'm fucking here for it. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
also like where is Sheba and where is who's old girl with Flame Bone? Like where are these
Hiyuki, yeah,
Hiyuki? Yeah, like where are these characters at? Like cuz honestly, like regardless of Hiyuki, can come back like whenever, you know, the Kabunabi like need to be involved again. This is some Masumi shit that we're dealing with right now, so it's fine. But like Sheba absence, like, there's not too many more conflicts that can be had before it starts to feel weird that this nigga's not around helping. You know what I mean? Like, there
yeah.
has to be, like, writing dedicated to specifically why because he is on the team. Like, do we know, like, where he is? Like, has he been written out in, like, you know, a way to where it, like, it's logically consistent why he's not helping out right now? Or is this nigga just, like, smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee somewhere, like, shopping? You know what I mean? Because it's like, your people are in danger, in a like crazy danger constantly, and it's like where are
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you're really strong, like we could really use you know what I mean? Like I'm all for keeping the strongest character that could one shot the arc, you know what I mean, like out of the story or whatever for the sake of like stakes, but like you have to write the reason in, otherwise it's going to feel like you're just leaving him out for the sake of the story, and that's like immersion damage.
Yeah, they definitely got to explain what his deal is. I'm just flipping through now to see because last time he was shown was chapter 60, I want to say, when Chihiro woke up after getting his ass kicked by Samura. And he's like, no, you did die or whatever. And he tells him about the eternal contract. And I
Yeah,
failed to
it's like
protect you for a second time. Yeah,
mhm.
Samura's got no reason to kill you. Uh, yeah, and then the Masumi comes in. And I think that's the last time. Yeah, like Chihiro goes with the Masumi. And
Yeah, so like what is bro doing? Like nigga help. Like help or tell us why you can't. Somebody tell us why he can't.
yeah. Yeah, he gives Chihiro the blade, and then Chihiro leaves with the Masumi, and that's like it. So,
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
like you
need to
look
know what
at
Samura
you,
Shiba's doing.
yeah, you look at like, you know, something like a Jujutsu Kaisen where it's like written into Gojo's character where it's like I want these kids to like learn how to deal with these conflicts on their own. That's why I'm not in every arc and every conflict like helping them. You know what I mean? Like they Gege kind of like wrote him in as a son of a bitch that likes to be absent in these situations so he can see what the next generation can do. And it's like that's good enough. That's why Gojo's not around all the time. Cool. That's fine. You know, like you go over into like Fantastic Four comics and it's like, why doesn't Franklin Richards just come in here and fucking warp reality and win the arc? It's like, oh, okay, well, he's like on Mars or something, or he's in another dimension. He's in another universe for some reason, one reason or another. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can't, like, there's a written in reason why he's not here to just fucking resolve the conflict effortlessly. You know what I mean? Like we need that for Shiba because they've already like glazed him to the point where we're like, yo, he could probably handle most of these situations with ease.
yeah. They said that he was like the peak of the fucking ninjutsu in this world or whatever.
Sorcery. These niggas
Yeah,
said
sorcery.
ninjutsu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the peak guy, and it's like, where the fuck is he? Like, honestly, this chapter, like the way it ended, like this is the time where I would have been expecting, like, oh shit, yeah, Sheba's gonna pull up in the last moment and like, you know, save the day, and it's like, nope, she whipped out the sword. She's on timing. She's got the EI fucking white purity style. Somebody said she was like Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, where Zenitsu fell asleep. Like when he falls asleep, he becomes like a fucking super skilled fucking demon slayer. Like he does all these lightning styles and stuff. So it's like her eyes are closed. I don't think she's like sleep. It would be crazy if she like passed out or something. Like the fucking the intense situation caused her to like faint, and then she blacked out and became like this badass swordsman. But I think she's just
Maybe
copying her
Samura
dad.
just maybe Samura just like when maybe he did directly train her and specifically trained her to to fight with her eyes closed for one reason or another.
Yeah,
Because like I've seen it in like fiction before to where like even characters who aren't blind themselves on purpose, like they wrap a blindfold around their eyes for training so that they can let their other senses like kind of become more potent for the sake
yeah.
of the training regimen and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like we've seen that before. So that's probably just like her remembering that training and being like, okay, if I close my eyes, then I can hear things better, I can smell things better, etc., etc.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with the next chapter. And like on the page, the second to last page, actually, you can see like she grabs a katana and is running or whatever. Like in right under where it says the desire to protect, that left panel is like
Oh,
it
that's
shows a
her
hand.
grabbing that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, so she straight grabbed a fucking blade from somewhere and
Yeah, and then the
she's
imagery of the fucking lock and chain shattering, dude. That's been fucking
fire.
breaking for like 3 chapters, like slowly more cracks introduced. And now
Yeah.
it's just shattered. I love imagery like that. We got that in Shangri-La Frontier too during the Lycagon raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking expected the lock shattering to be fucking white purity style. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so gas,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I'm kinda hoping she becomes gang now, man.
That'd be cool,
Like,
man.
yeah, like she's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like it takes her off the board as like a damsel to be protected. Like they go like, oh, okay, we can't just assassinate her. Like Samura doesn't have, a weak point no more. Like we like
Yeah.
we can't just assassinate his daughter because she's cold. Like
Right. That's the
so
self-awareness that I'm talking about, like on Hokuzono's end, you know what I'm saying? It's like the fact that he like made her capable eventually lets us know that he's aware of like certain tropes and like the history of storytelling in this genre, that it's like, okay, we can't do damsel in distress rescue arcs anymore. Like the girl's got to be cold too, and like here's the writing for why that works in my universe, you know what I mean? Like that's how I know that I'm like confident about what he has planned for the future of Iori's character, and I just can't wait to see what it is.
yeah, can't wait to see what the comments are like because our comment sections are usually pretty popping with Kagurabachi
Mm-hmm.
folks. So can't wait to see what you guys got to say about this chapter. If you liked it and stuff like that, and what you think about Iori's character going forward. Yeah, this Hokuzono's cooking, man. I'm here. I'm
Yeah, baby.
along for the ride,
He's
baby.
got
We'll
the
see
chef
where it
hat and
goes.
the apron on,
Yeah,
whipping that
we
wrist over the wok.
yeah we gang. I need to see what Toto is gonna do too, because she hasn't like done anything, and like
Yeah, they
all
showed
the
her for a second.
guards.
They're like, oh.
Yeah, all the guys that were around downstairs that she was kind of like scared of, they're gone. So like, what's she gonna do now? Because she was down there with Chihiro and well, maybe we haven't gotten confirmation that Chihiro and well, actually, yeah, because they cut the elevator and it went to the bottom floor. So yeah, they should be on the same floor as Toto now. So it's like, what is she gonna do? I can't wait to see.
Yeah,
But I think that's gonna do it for me. You got anything else?
I'm super good.
Okay, super good. That's gonna do it for Kagurabachi, chapter 69. Nice. The guy with the scar.
I was gonna say nice, but I didn't, and then you ended up saying it. That's hilarious.
Now, jumping into our chapter of the week, we'll say what our favorite chapters were and why, if we feel like it. Knox, maybe you go first this time.
Yeah, chapter of the week for me was Kagurabachi for sure, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it just had too much going on. I just love the way that everything was presented. I love the flow of the chapter. I love like the composition of like pretty much every page. Like the art, I feel like just keeps getting better and better. I like the story of the chapter with the nerdy high school friend and his connection to Iori. I like the way that that led into Iori's awakening. I like all of the action clashes that we got. Like even though we didn't spend too much time on Hirohiko and Chihiro, like the scene with them involved was all really good here. He goes like, "Who the fuck is this nerd? What an idiot!
Bro, I love that.
I'm
Yeah.
about to chop off his arm. Like, why would you come here? You know what I mean?" And Kaguri fucking coming through the elevator, like that fucking page turn, or like that realization of him in the bottom of that panel just made me like audibly gasp. Like there was just like everything, like the narration, like everything was just like so on point for Kagurabachi this week. So it stood out.
Yeah. I think I'll say the same for similar reasons, but mostly just because I went into Kagurabachi, like when I finished reading the chapter, I was not locked in. I did not on first read. I didn't care for the reveal, but now that I think more about it and we talked about it, I really want to see where they go with this, and I hope that she becomes a regular for the series.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
So I think it was hard though, because I mean we had good chapters.
Every chapter
this
was
week.
good this week, except for
Yeah.
Astro Royale. But yeah, like everything
Yeah.
like had like something to it that made it feel very strong. But Kagurabachi just had the whole package from start to finish, and there was just a lot of content there to be excited about. So
yeah, for sure. So Kagurabachi, 2 thumbs up from both of us. That's it. That's a banger. Before we wrap up, I'll go over some of the top comments from our last episode. Just wanted to highlight and give shout outs to some of you guys. So starting with our boy, Party Jams. He says, well, at least with Shangri-La Frontier, I'll have a section I can skip. Here's your one, Yato. I can't remember why I said to tell people, one in the chat, but this is unacceptable. You need to read Shangri-La Frontier. But I think Party Jam said that he's like waiting for it's like an anime that he's watching with a friend or something. So that's
okay, that makes a lot of
acceptable.
sense. Okay,
Yeah,
it better have been something like that. Otherwise, we was gonna have a couple conversations until he eventually did it. I was ready to bully him.
Yeah. He also says with Chainsaw Man, this is the shortest. Party Jams normally gives us, if you guys ain't familiar, Party Jams is a fucking locked in commenter. Bro be dropping books, and bro gave me 2 sentences this week, and I don't like it. Chainsaw Man, Yato may have a good point that Denji may just need to get out to get better. There's less and less stuff to talk about with this series. Futurama talk brought back some good memories. I think you talked about something Futurama related.
Gumbercules?
Yeah.
I don't know if I said anything about that, but that's just...
I can't remember. I might have talked about the fucking organ devil giving Fry hands.
Oh yeah, the robot devil helping him play the holophoner.
Yeah, that. This is personally, I'm ready for the Death Devil to bring back some characters. Denji is not enough to keep going at the moment. Everything Yoru is doing is gross, but can't be too mad because she's a villain. So yeah, I agree. I'm really. I need the Death Devil to kick ass and make like some big things happen, because like I don't hate Chainsaw Man.
Is gonna be fucking insane whenever we get it. If the Darkness Devil's design was that crazy, like every Devil's design has been insane, but I know that Fujimoto Tatsuki has something fucking phenomenal for the Death Devil.
Yeah, Death Devil needs to fucking kick ass on all fronts and just go crazy. Like that needs to be an insane fight, and it just needs to. I want it to be something where it just brings back everyone who like was like down or not liking it for a while. Because I mean, I get it. It's been kind of weird, and there's been some weird stuff lately, and it. Yeah. I'm ready for that for the return to have that gun devil arc and shit, and have that Makima and stuff. I'm ready for something that feels like that again.
Yeah.
Give me that pain, baby. Bring on the Death Devil. Let's see. Straw Hat Monster. Love the podcast. Ichi was great. So was Kagurabachi. Real talk, you guys are down on Astro Royale every week, and it feels like a real outlier in the lineup because of that. Honestly, if you're feeling if you're feeling on the series, don't turn around by the end of this arc. It might be time for a switch up. Yeah, I think we're both kind of like in that zone where it's like they need to lock in. Wakui needs to lock in for this arc, because so far it ain't doing it.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, we might be considering a switch up, but for now we'll see what he cooked for this arc at least. And see where it goes. Let's see. Thank you for the comment. Let's see. Oh, I love this one. Binding My Crew highlights. I think there will be an arc like Sword Art Online where there's a terminally ill cancer patient who joins Wolfgang. The mangaka is a big fan of VTubers from Iron Mouse. I guess that's his other name. So I completely forgot about that in Sword Art Online. You never watched Sword Art, did you?
No.
there was a character who was just straight up death. Like she was just dying. She had cancer, and like her dying wish was like to I can't remember what it was, but it was something. And the main character saved her. Maybe she wanted to like defeat a boss in like a game that they were playing because they didn't stay inside of the Sword Art Online like game forever too. It was
Oh,
like yeah, they left and like did some other stuff, but it wasn't for long. But it wasn't as fun as it is in Shangri-La Frontier. So it was
oh,
cool. Yeah, like the arc after like Sword Art Online, the main arc in the beginning, like it takes place and then they leave, and then like when they go to another game, it's like fairy themed, and a lot of people did not like the fairy theme, and I think that's where she was. I
mm,
can't remember what her thing was, but like I felt it. You know, there was feels there. There was the girl was dying, and I think it'd be cool if they added a character like that to give something because Shangri-La Frontier is mostly it's hype. Like I've never been like sad, so I'd
yeah,
be cool with like feeling shedding a tear once in a while for Shangri-La Frontier. They add somebody who's sick or something like that, or somebody who is trying to maybe we find out that like they participate in like a fighting game tournament again or something, and like one of the contestants is like trying to win 500K so he can pay for his mom's like fucking surgery or something. So,
yeah.
something like that. I'd be like, okay,
Or
I'm
maybe
sad.
even like it's a situation where it's like, hey, my brother played this game a lot, like, and then he got, he died for one reason or another. Like maybe it was like a tragic accident. He got like ran over by a bus or something like that. But
Yeah,
he always wanted to beat Seagworm. You know what I mean? Like that was his main motivation for playing the game was to, to eventually destroy the or beat the dragon, colossi. You know what I mean? And he died before he could do that. So I'm playing for. I didn't really care about Shangri-La Frontier, but after he died, I started playing, and now I really want to beat Seaworm for my brother. Like help me out, and like that's an arc or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I need something like that. Something. Give me some feels. It don't have to be every arc or every other arc, but give me one arc with some feels. I'd be down for that. Not
Yeah,
saying that like I need it, but like I kind of want it now that bro has put that idea in my head.
hell
But
yeah.
yeah, shout out to Iron Mouse and Shangri-La Frontier. And then let's see, maybe I'll do one more comment. Somebody else talking about Astro Royale. Look, man, if y'all got to replace Astro Royale, Sakamoto Days is right there. I remember it had a spot during Project Manga Days.
It
Like, I know
sure
people have their
did.
problems with Sakamoto, but I don't know, man. I've looked forward to that shit every week since Volume 4 cover dropped. I think that was the cover with the Invisible Bro
Yeah, I think
with the
so.
suit. That was a fire
God, that was
cover.
such a good cover.
Yeah.
I think the last chapter of Sakamoto Days that I read was when they revived Kindaka, the really like fast, like old mentor
Hey,
of Sakamoto.
me too.
Really, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been quite some time since I read Sakamoto, which is honestly sad because it's like, dude, I love that series, but for some reason, like after that arc with Takamura and Gaku versus Nagumo, like I don't know, I just like kind of like stopped caring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not that I can't ever care again, but also like I don't know what it's really doing in this story currently that would like lead to a whole lot of I mean we could talk about anything for a really long time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we fucking are not feeling Astro Royale, and we're still talking about it for 20 to 25 minutes a week. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so it's not like there can't be a conversation there, but like we've said on the show before, it's like we don't want the entire fucking review to just be like, Aura, that was raw. Look at that choreography. It's like a movie. Oh shit! It's
Yeah.
like and like that's I don't know. Like it could be fine, and like honestly, like anything's better than Astro Royale. So I'm not gonna say like it's impossible,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. I would just rather it be something new,
And like
different.
we said, like we said in that clip that we made into our little channel trailer, like, there's a lot of like not to like send you away and say, go check out somebody else, but like there's a
Yeah,
lot of people covering, thousands of people are covering One Piece. There's probably, a good number of people covering Sakamoto. And like, yeah, probably be cool to hear us talk about it if you like coming here or whatever. But like I don't know. I just feel like there's other things that would probably be more interesting for you guys to hear us talk about than Sakamoto Days. And it's like, yeah, I like it, but like we were saying, like I was talking about in the Kagurabachi segment, where like every now and then, like every manga is gonna have a thing that happens where people are like, I don't know about that anymore. And like this week, Kagurabachi had it. A couple weeks ago, Ichi the Witch had it with like the prophecy thing. And
hmm
then now that we're talking about Sakamoto Days, I remember the reason I stopped was because Sakamoto Days had it too, where it was I stopped, like, I read the Kendaka waking up chapter, but the reason I fell out of it was because of the whole old man, what was his name, Takamura, like
Yeah,
when Slur like copied him and like became him. I was like, okay, I don't really care for that. Like I
yeah.
wasn't a fan of that, and like
You know,
maybe it's gotten better.
maybe I'll catch up on Sakamoto days and see if like things are happening in the story that like really like have me going like, oh my god, I want to talk about like the implications of this or the possibilities here, or if there's a whole lot of like shit to kind of like pick apart and dissect, and there's a lot of like theory crafting potential in what's going on in the current Sakamoto days, then like maybe we can have a conversation about it. But it's like if you just want to have like another group of YouTubers like, agreeing that the action was crazy and that like niggas got aura and like the choreography is raw, it's like maybe we should leave it out.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I mean, not to say that that's all the Kagurabachi segment is, but like Kagurabachi it's a lot of like glazing and this was fucking fire and raw. So it's like
Yeah.
we don't want to do that for 2 segments in a row.
But
Like
at the end of the day, like there's like a lot more going on like alongside of that too. Like it's
yeah,
easy
yeah,
to
for
like
sure.
see Kagurabachi as only that, just like it was easy to see Jujutsu Kaisen as only that, but there was like
Yeah,
a lot more going on alongside of it in
right.
JJK, and there's a lot more there for Kagurabachi too. But like Sakamoto days, by and large, there's less of that, at least in my memory of it. But like I said, if I catch up on it and I'm like, holy shit, actually there's a lot more here than I thought there was, then like we can have conversations about it, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
for now,
and I
it's like I don't want to just be another nigga that like agrees that niggas have aura and that the choreography is tight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll probably read it on stream actually, because like there's a lot of stuff I got like I'm piling up. So for anyone who hasn't been paying attention, I keep saying I'm gonna do it. But I got we're gonna start live streaming soon. So some things I plan on reading. Ippo, Undead Unluck, Shojin X, New Age Exorcist, Battle Studies, Ao Ashi,
oh, you're
lots of
gonna read
sports stuff.
Aoashi.
I think I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, I'm gonna save that for stream because people like sports, man, and I'm
Yeah,
trying to get into the sports thing. I probably do Haikyuu too because like
yeah,
I've watched Haikyuu for the first 3 seasons, but I'll probably like pick up and just read from there. But
yeah,
yeah, those that's like 6 or 7 that I know, and then maybe I'll like throw Sakamoto in there. And those a lot of those I'm not starting from zero. Like I'm Undead Unluck, I'm like 50 chapters behind, and Shojin
yeah.
X, I'm like 20 chapters behind. So it's like catch ups, and so like I know I got like 1,000 Hippo chapters to read, and however many for a lot of those other things. But yeah, Sakamoto days, I'll probably stream a catch up, soon, and it's just like 20 chapters that I'm behind, so I'll be able to catch up on that soon. So be on the lookout for our streams and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna start doing live reading streams too. I don't think I've actually like made a statement about that or like said anything about that officially yet either. But I definitely want to get back in like my like combat sports like manga bag. Like I think I want to catch up on like Record of Ragnarok and continue those streams from the old Project Manga days, and maybe see what like Kengan Omega is talking about and like things like that, because like those were really big streams for me too back in the day. So
Yeah,
and niggas were fucking with that like hardcore back then. So it might be time to you know, to put that jersey back on. You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
As I was saying, I remember people were fucking with the like Kengan ones. You used to get numbers, so I'm like, I feel like stuff like
Yeah,
combat sports and like sports just in general. Like I feel like people would love like because like stuff like Ippo and battle studies now and actually those are getting like a lot. I've seen a lot of people tweet about like sports on the
yeah.
timelines on Twitter. So it's like I feel like people would pull up for that.
I
So
think I'll read Baki
hopefully,
on stream too. Ooh,
yeah,
that'd be a
yeah.
good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, there you go. See, yeah, so a lot of stuff I've been starting manga recently, and like I'll read like a chapter and like, oh wait, now I'm gonna save this for stream, and I like won't read it, and I'll just go read something else. So
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff that's piling up, and I just keep adding shit to it. So I'm excited to start reading, and hopefully you guys come and pull up for that when we go live. So yeah, this was a top comments segments, and we ended up talking about more than comments, but thank you guys for the comments.
Yeah.
And with that, that's going to do it for Shonen Pulse episode 19. If you made it to the end, you're a real champion. Shout out to you. I love you. We love you. Thank you for watching. Smack the like button, punch the subscribe button, and use those Twitter fingers and turn them into comment fingers, baby. Let us know down below what you thought about each segment. If you followed any, if you got things to say about any of the segments, if we was spitting, if we was talking out our ass in any of those sections, just let us know, man. Feel free to lay it all out on us and keep your eye on our Twitter and all that good stuff. and follow our individual accounts on Twitter and stuff like that. I dropped a video on my personal channel like 3 or 4 days ago, and now that I'm talking about the outro, I can't actually remember what it was about. So go
Shonen
check
Rivals.
that out. Oh yeah, Shonen Rivals. Yeah, if you are a fan of Marvel Rivals, we're not cutting that out. I stutter sometimes. If you're a fan of Marvel Rivals, I did a kind of like a what if we had a Shonen Rivals game, and there's some Shangri-La Frontier conversation in there. So go check that out. Link might be down below if we remember. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one, guys. Holla.